Part 12. Yang Mi, My Daughter Catches Ghosts. Scared millions of viewers. Author, Tianyi Madman. Chapter 111. Damn it! Who took action, cut off the ghost claws of this old witch from Bangsa country? Is it a girl? And this voice, seems a little familiar. I also heard something that sounded familiar. But it's so ethereal, as if it's coming from the sky, so people can't listen carefully. Wait a minute, it seems like someone really came from the sky. Fairies, are these really fairies descending to earth? Wearing colorful clouds, stepping on golden auspicious clouds. No, no, my heart is going to jump out. This fairy has such a good figure. It's just that it's still a bit unclear, it's too far away. Can the photographer pull the lens away? None of this is important, what is important is that we Chinese practitioners are fine. We are already very weak. We really can't stand another enemy. Yeah. This fairy sister seems to be quite strong. From such a distance, he actually cut off the old witch's ghost claws. Elder sister? Are you sure you are my sister? Such a master, I'm afraid he is not too young. Just dress young. Maybe we have to call grandma or even grandma. Yes, yes, we were rude, this must be a grandma, or an old grandma, damn it, am I blind? Bye, Bailu. I am not wrong, right? Is this Bailu? If I hadn't been blind with you, this horse seems to be Bailu. What the hell? Why does white dew fly down from the sky, wearing colorful clothes and stepping on golden auspicious clouds? Could it be that they just look alike? I really can't combine the fairy sister in front of me with the grinning Bailu. Don't make trouble, when people don't smile, they are also the most beautiful people in the country. Yes, if you don't smile, you are a fairy. If you smile, you will ruin your facial features. I'm talking about Bailu, but I still can't stop her. She is my goddess. I love her so much. Wait, everyone, I suddenly have a bad feeling. Bailu and that big pig's trotters. It can't be done by 5:47. Absolutely impossible, stop talking, I don't want to hear it. In the live broadcast room, the atmosphere in the live broadcast room was originally low and the Chinese audience was not talking much. Because of the sudden voice, they gradually became agitated again. After all, someone rescued the master of the Bagua sect, the ghost of Mr. Lu Qianyuan. And the person who came was a woman. People speculated on many possibilities for the identity of the person. Especially when they saw her falling from the sky, wearing colorful clothes, and stepping on golden auspicious clouds. Everyone was even more shocked. Identified. The person who came was definitely a fairy who had descended to earth. The fluttering clothes clearly displayed the fairy's character. Who else could it be besides the fairy sister? Although later, someone corrected me. Everyone felt that they had guessed wrong. The figure fell from the sky, he was definitely an innate strong man. I am afraid that like Mr. Kong and the others, he has lived for hundreds of years. It is not too much to call him grandma, or grandma. But when everyone saw the appearance of this person, 5 thunders struck in an instant, and they were the kind that were burnt on the outside and tender on the inside. Bailu? Bai Menjian? People have thought of 11,000 possibilities. But they never thought that the fairy sister who fell from the sky would be her. Even before it was once reported that Bailu might be the next guest. No one thought that she would make a brilliant debut in such a spectacular way. Milk skin Bai Menjian, peerless beauty Bai Menjian, fairy descending to earth Bai Menjian. This viral scene on the internet has become a reality. Who dares to hurt me? Wait, how could there be someone? Can you walk on the clouds? The charming old woman from Sakurajima country covered her broken arm. She looked at the figure that suddenly appeared in the sky with horror on her face. The other two sides fighting also gradually became distracted and withdrawn. It was also incredible, watching the figure wearing colorful clouds and stepping on golden auspicious clouds. Wow, it's Aunt Bailu. Finally she came. Zhou Xi, who was below, recognized the person at the first sight. She clapped her little hands and shouted in a milky voice. Her excitement was beyond words. I don't know how many men in the live broadcast room, especially Bailu's die-hard male fans, just felt that it's a pain. I don't know whether I should reach out my hands and applaud hard. Or I should stick out my head and hit the wall hard. This figure falling from the sky, turned out to be Bailu and Bai Menjian. In China's critical moment, it was discovered that Bailu turned out to be a practitioner. And he is an extremely powerful practitioner. As a Chinese citizen, I should be very happy. But when I think of this practitioner, I can't escape it from that big pig's hoof. As a die-hard male fan of Bailu Baimenjian, I couldn't help but wailed in my heart. Why? Why is it that big pig's hooves again? Goddess Mimi, Goddess Diliriba, Goddess Lu Yifei. You all play, you have 3 super beautiful national goddesses. Why? Why don't we even let go of our grinning Bailu? No wonder, Bai Menjian's skin is getting better and better recently. And his smile is getting more and more subtle. I'm afraid it's all because of that big pig hooves. Baby. Do you know that Bailu is also a matter for practitioners? Was it also taught by your unreliable stinky father? Yang Mi only felt that her head was buzzing. There was still a bit of vinegar in her heart, and she turned into lemon essence on the spot. Diliriba on the side also curled her lips and turned into lemon essence. That stinky man, dead man, bad man Zhou Yi. How many things did he do behind our backs? He was entangled with a little girl like Bailu. Yang Mi knew about it, and so did Diliriba. At first, Yang Mi and Diliriba were of course a little jealous. After all, women, no one is possessive. They don't want their men to belong only to them. However, after several fierce battles, Yang Mi and Diliriba compromised. No. We are not good enough. This man is simply a bully. Even, Yang Mi couldn't bear it anymore. She took the initiative to pull Zhu Sudan over as a shield. No, it should be block the gun. Therefore, Yang Mi and Diliriba are not jealous of the relationship between Bailu and that man. What they are jealous of is, why did that stinky man teach Bailu how to practice, and how to practice so well? But they didn't teach it to us. Yes, Mom. Aunt Bailu's cultivation was indeed taught by her father. But I didn't teach for long. It seems to be Aunt Bailu. Once she was wearing a cheongsam and some Balenciaga or something. I don't really understand either. Anyway, she discovered her father's identity. And my father also feels that Aunt Bailu's usual personality is that of a carefree and unabashed person. Even if she did spill the beans, no one would take her seriously. Just teach her. But before, Aunt Bailu was not so powerful. Similar to this baby. It must have been yesterday evening that after she returned to Kyoto, she got the 1,000 origami cranes that her father left for her, as well as some kind of treasure box. Only then did he suddenly break through the innate realm and become so powerful. I just said that Aunt Bailu should be here in the morning, and she should be practicing in seclusion. Zhou Xi babbled and explained for a long time. Yang Mi, Diliriba, and the audience in the live broadcast room finally understood what was going on. The jealousy of Yang Mi and Diliriba subsided a little. But it has not completely disappeared. There are also the die-hard male fans of Bailu in the live broadcast room. The little hearts that were already collapsed. Now they completely collapsed again. Cheongsam. Balenciaga. That damn big pig's hooves, do you want to be so good at playing? Should I say it or not? Bailu is really beautiful when she is not laughing wildly. When she wears a cheongsam, her figure is also very good. As Bailu's die-hard fans, he had seen Bailu's Cheongsam outfit, but he could only look at it, and he didn't dare to ask for anything. And that damn big pig's hooves, he not only looked at it. He also played cosplay, which made him jealous and hate him to death. How many people? Of course, this is not the point. The point is the information revealed by Zhou Xi in the end. It was because Bailu got the treasure box and paper crane left by that damn big pig's hooves that she suddenly to become so strong. In other words, that damn big pig trotter actually expected everything that might happen today. Was Bailu the trump card he arranged? It was really unexpected. Just when everyone was so shocked that they couldn't help themselves. Bailu, wearing colorful clothes, has arrived in front of everyone. At this time, she is not as playful as before, and there is a trace of sullenness on her pretty face as white as jade. He stared coldly at Sakurajima Kingdom, Bangsa Kingdom, Asan Kingdom, and the traitor Chen's Hongai in northern Myanmar and others. The people on the other side were also staring at Bailu, their eyes full of surprise. Just because Bailu is too young. Being young is unacceptable to them. Including Mr. Kong from China, and people from various major sections. Watching such a young and beautiful Bailu falling from the sky. There is also a sense of unreality. Whether it is the enemy or ourselves, any strong person in the innate realm is not an antique who has lived for hundreds of years. The youngest one is at least about 200 years old. Because without such a long period of practice, it would be impossible to break through the innate realm. These people are already incredible geniuses in the world of cultivation. But this little girl in front of me, is only in her 20s at best, yet she is actually in the innate state. This made them really unable to accept it for a while. You shouldn't have been encouraged to jump out. Because there is a saying in China, it's called shooting the first bird. In addition, although my husband cannot be here, he asked me to convey a message to you. 0. Anyone who offends China will be punished no matter how far away he is. You, as well as your sect family, can prepare for the funeral. Bailu's tone was extremely cold. Especially when he saw the old seniors in China, all injured and disgraced at this moment, Bailu was very angry. What era has it been? We in China have been bullied to this extent. The point? Haha, bluffing. You Chinese people are just good at playing tricks. Who is your husband? You don't even dare to come forward, and you still want to scare us away. Do you really think we are so easy to fool? The leader of the Bangsa Kingdom, the charming old woman named Pu Ziujian, said in a strange way. The bleeding on her broken arm finally stopped. But the hatred in her heart did not stop at all. Especially when she saw the newly appeared Bailu. As a congenitally strong person, she is so young, so beautiful, so bright and graceful. Her jealousy has completely reached the extreme. After all, in Bangsa country, the trend of plastic surgery is prevalent. The kind that can pervert for the sake of beauty. This old woman has age spots, and she dresses so seductively, which shows how much she longs for beauty. Just plastic surgery or makeup. It can't hide it. She is already old. The fact of appearance. And because of this, seeing such a young and beautiful Bailu, who is in the same realm as himself, this charming old woman's Taoist heart suddenly collapsed. My husband is called Zhou Yi. It's the Zhou Yi you want to force him to show up. As for deceiving people, my husband only knows how to fool a young, beautiful, and incomparably beautiful girl like me. I will never fool you, an old woman who can't even hide the wrinkles from her shaved face. The charming old woman was extremely angry. When she heard Bailu's words, she almost vomited blood. This little girl is too vicious. She specializes in poking human lung tubes. Ah! Little girl, you are seeking death. The charming old woman couldn't suppress the anger in her body after all. Under the excitement of her true energy. Her left hand was instantly covered with black scales and sharp nails, like an evil ghost from hell. Like claws. It exudes the smell of decay, corrosion, and coldness. Chi-chi. Chi-chi. A series of black threads as black as ink flew out from her fingertips. It turned into a large net with a diameter of several hundred meters, splitting the air and shrouding Bailu's location. If you look carefully, you will find that the black silk threads forming the large net are also covered with dense black scales. This is the coquettish old woman, Park Soo-jin's greatest means of becoming famous, the dragon scale magic thread. This thing is extremely hard, not to mention ordinary weapons, even spiritual swords are difficult to resist. Mr. Lu Qianyuanlu, who just entered the bag, was sacked. Just because he couldn't dodge, he was directly cut off by the dragon scale magic thread. Because of this, seeing this old woman, he directly used his strongest method on Bailu. 2.1 Mr. Kong and others on the Chinese side all secretly said that it was not good. Get out of the way. I don't know how many people there were, but they quickly reminded them. They know that Bailu is also in the innate state. But after all, she didn't understand the horror of the dragon scale magic thread, it might be the trick of that charming old woman. But the innate fight takes place in an instant. Even if they wanted to help, it was impossible, the only thing they could do was to quickly remind them. However, a reminder to everyone. Bailu seemed not to hear it. He just stood there so cutely. Let the giant net composed of the dragon scale magic thread wrap itself up. However, the moment the giant net was about to touch Bailu's body, strands of colorful brilliance bloomed from Bailu's body in an instant, forming a radiant shield. Then, everyone saw an incredible scene. The giant net composed of dragon scale magic threads shattered when it hit the shield. That's right, it's broken, and it's completely broken, with every inch broken. Humph, that stinky man didn't fool me this time. The defensive power of these colorful clothes. It really allows me to walk sideways in this world. Bailu's faint voice sounded. Everyone suddenly realized. No wonder she didn't dodge, just to test the defensive ability of the colorful xia clothes on her body. No wonder she would appear wearing this clothes. It turned out to be that damn one. What is the name of the gift given to her with the big pig's hooves? Wait. Walking sideways in this world? Why does this sentence seem to have a deeper meaning? What is the man who has not shown up yet? What are you planning? What will Bailu do next? Yang Mi, my daughter catches ghosts. Scared millions of viewers. Author, Tianyi Madman. Chapter 112. Puff. How is it possible? The magic thread of dragon scales was shattered by Bailu's colorful clothes. The charming old woman from Bangsa Kingdom spat out a mouthful of old blood from the backlash, her face full of pain and shock. As a leader in the cultivation world of Bangsa Kingdom, he believes that his strength, even if it is not as good as Emperor Raizhan of Sakurajima Kingdom and the old thief Kong Yun's Hung of China, is definitely not much different. Especially his dragon scale magic line, which can be attacked and defended. Even if he can't do anything to the opponent, he can still guarantee it. Escape from the body. This is her most proud method in the world of cultivation for so many years. She was angry just now, and she had already attacked with all her strength. Even Emperor Ling Yuan or Kong Yun's Hung had to avoid 3 points. She did not dodge when she saw Bailu. When the time came, she was already ready to show a winner's smile. She was even ready to make a few taunts. Young people are just young people. They are stupid and naive. Who would have thought? Her winner's smile has not yet appeared. He didn't even say the prepared taunt, he just spat out a mouthful of dirty blood. He didn't do anything, and just by wearing a piece of clothing, he got hurt. Kong Yun's Hung, Emperor Raizhan of Sakurajima Kingdom, and others, although he did not vomit blood. But the degree of shock in his heart was no less than that of the charming old woman from Bangsa country. After all, they all knew very well about the strength of this old woman and the power of her dragon scale magic thread. The clothes on Bailu's body, just stimulating a colorful barrier, shook the dragon scale magic thread to pieces. Its defensive power is terrifying, beyond imagination. The most important thing is, among the few words Bailu said to himself behind the information revealed. Is this dress called colorful clothes? Was it given to Bailu by Zhou Yi? How many good things does he have? Bailu didn't care about everyone's reaction. She was very satisfied with the results of this test. What's impossible? Oh, right. I just promised you that I will cut off your neck next. Almost forgot. Bailu said as she raised her arm. She lightly waved her hand towards the coquettish old woman from Bangsa country. Suddenly, everyone's attention was attracted. When the coquettish old woman Pu Xiaochen heard this, he was startled, ready to defend and resist at any time. However, there was nothing, not to mention how ferocious the attack was. 04 Not even a ripple appeared. No. What she can't do is the legendary space magic. A layer of attack we can't feel. Pu Lao, quick luck defense, her attack may have arrived. Yes, it must be space magic. Oh my god, who is she? It's not how strong she is, but her husband, the Book of Changes, uses all kinds of unpredictable methods, and all kinds of lost secret skills, and they all seem to be free of charge. Bangsa country, Sakurajima country, and the trader Chen's Hongai in northern Myanmar and others. They all spoke to remind the charming old witch Pu Xiaochen. Others also believed it. After all, such a weird attack can only be considered within the scope of legend. Only by using techniques can we explain it clearly. Buzz buzz, buzz buzz. There was no hesitation. The charming old witch from Bangsa country has activated her strongest defense. Layers upon layers of dragon scale magic threads wrapped around her body, tying her up into a big rice dumpling. But this was not enough, she was still running her true energy with all her strength, wishing she could wrap herself up into a ball of yarn. But even so, she was still so frightened that she was afraid that she wouldn't be able to bear it. No way. This young woman's attack was really too weird. Just now, his arm was broken inexplicably. He also firmly believed that what this woman performed must be a space technique. After all, standing behind her was the most mysterious man, Zhou Yi. However, a breath passes. 2 breaths passed, 3 breaths passed, everything was normal, nothing happened. Everyone started to get confused. What's going on? Even a space attack should have appeared. Could it be that the space technique bypassed Pu Xiaochen's defense and directly killed her body? Mr. Pu, you are still alive. A practitioner next to Pu Xiaochen couldn't help but ask. I'm still alive. Has the attack arrived? Pu Xiaochen's voice came, sounding slightly trembling, and she was obviously still in a state of fear. Everyone was even more confused. What is going on? Ahem. I'm sorry. I have just advanced to the innate realm in seclusion, and I am still not very proficient in some things. Mistake. Bailu sounded a little embarrassed. Suddenly, this world couldn't be too quiet. I was crying just now when I stepped on the horse, with runny nose and tears. Bailu made me laugh out loud when she appeared on the stage. Ha. She is worthy of being the goddess of comedy chosen by fate. Wherever Bailu goes, she will be favored by the god of variety shows. I'm convinced even when I'm riding a horse. Could this still be a mistake? Wait, is this milk skin Shireo Mikan? That's okay. I just want to know, those innate practitioners from Bangsa country and Sakurajima country who just analyzed it, are they embarrassed now? Haha, what were they doing just now, an invisible space attack? Bailu must have laughed in her heart. I was the one who was supposed to be embarrassed, but now I'm not embarrassed anymore. These people are picking their feet in embarrassment until they die. It's no longer possible. I laughed so hard that I peed. Wait, why did I laugh so hard? I used to laugh and pee, but now I laugh and pee. Something is really wrong with me. Brothers, the point is the point. Bailu returned to Kyoto yesterday evening, and she has broken through the innate realm since she was in seclusion. What does this mean? The treasure chest left by that big pig named Joyi is really useful. Damn it, yes. Innate cultivators from other families are often 200 to 300 years old, or even 300 to 400 years old. Bailu was born in her 20s, couldn't the big pig's trotters be used to mass-produce innate strong people? Apprenticeship. I want to become a disciple again. Joyi Joe's father, please take me in. If it really doesn't work, Bailuriba, Yang Mi, October sister, Xiao Shii, you can come by anyone. In China, there are more than 100 million people in the live broadcast room alone. Where can I come to become a disciple? I can kowtow until next year. It is still reliable to establish a sect. That's right. Just set up a website online and start a sect. New era, new plan, new section. What we are playing is the trendy West Coast. The live broadcast room is very happy. Just as they said. Sakurajima Kingdom, Bangsa Kingdom, and the traders in northern Myanmar were all extremely embarrassed at this time. Especially those few who opened their mouths to analyze. I wish I could just buy a piece of tofu and kill him. The analysis was thorough and well organized, but in the end it turned out to be this. And that charming old lady Park Soo-jin. At this time, it felt more like eating a fly. I took out all the special skills from the bottom of the box. Those dragon scale magic threads are layered inside and outside, and it seems like they have to be wrapped around your body for free. Finally, you said you made a mistake? Lived for hundreds of years. There have been countless battles. I have never encountered such a situation. This time, there should be no mistakes. Watch me cut your neck off. Bailu said here, raised her arm again and waved. Everyone is a little messy this time. Is this girl serious or is she just being prankish? Should we believe it? But soon, everyone knew the answer. To be precise. I saw the answer. Following Bailu's fair and delicate hands, she waved lightly. Everyone feels it. This world seems to have solidified. The air that was originally ethereal has become as solid as a substance. To be precise, it has turned into a lake. It was originally calm and quiet, with clear water and no waves. Just dancing with Bailu's palm. Ripples began to form on the calm lake surface. A series of ripples, with Bailu's fingertip as the center, forming a semicircle. Moving towards the front, where the charming old witch from Bangsa country is, rippling away. What kind of attack is this? Countless practitioners have a bunch of question marks in their minds. Because they really can't understand it? It looks like it is really a space spell. But it doesn't quite look like it. The point is, it looks really weak. I don't believe it. You are a young monk who has just entered the innate world. You can also break my dragon scale magic thread. The charming old witch from Bangsa Kingdom snorted coldly as she started to activate her true energy again. She condensed magic threads of dragon scales and tied herself into a big rice dumpling. He was indeed scared just now. But it was because of the unknown. And afraid. Now that she can see the opponent's attack, she is not so afraid. In addition, even though her dragon scale magic thread was shattered just now. But that's just because the colorful clothes on this little girl are a rare treasure. She said it herself, she just entered the innate realm today. If she can't even defend against her attacks, aren't all the hundreds of years of hard work transferred to the dog? While I was thinking about it, the ripples at the front were already in front of me. Click. There was a crisp sound, and the old witch in Bangsa country secretly said something bad. Over the past few hundred years, she seemed to have really cultivated like a dog. The thin threads of dragon scales that she thought were indestructible turned out to be like paper in front of those mysterious ripples. One layer was shattered in an instant. The second wave, the third wave, came with ripples one after another, and the frequency became faster and faster. The dragon scale magic threads on the old witch from Bangsa kingdom fell off layer by layer, as if shedding skin. This scene frightened everyone around, including Mr. Kong Yun's Hung from China, Mr. Zhang Jiwei, and the heads of the major sects and families. It's all a bit unbelievable. They have thought about it? This Bai Lu is the woman of that mysterious man Zhou Yi. I'm afraid she will be very strong. But I never expected that it would be so strong. New to innate? Is this horse riding just entering the innate world? How embarrassing are you for us old guys? Besides, his women are so strong. What kind of realm would that guy named Zhou Yi be? Innately, impossible. Could it be, above innateness? You know, since the pre-Qin period, no one in this world has ever been able to break through the innate world. No. Don't want. Little, sister, I was wrong. Spare my life. I immediately took all the people from Bangsa country and left. From now on, I will never dare to step into China again. No. From now on, I will obey orders from China and you, my sister. Seeing that the magic threads of his dragon scales were broken layer by layer, the old witch from Bangsa kingdom was completely panicked. With a face full of panic, she begged Bai Lu for mercy. Because she was too nervous, her voice was shrill and shrill, making people feel uncomfortable hearing it. Younger sister. Who are you insulting? You might still have a chance, but you dare to call me sister. I'm only 23 years old. Hearing that the old witch actually called her sister, Bai Lu was really angry and retorted angrily. The charming old witch almost slapped herself. She wanted to make amends, but Bai Lu was so angry. Opened his mouth. No, you had no chance in the first place. My husband-in-law said, your Bangsa country is just a wallflower that feeds unfamiliar white-eyed wolves and falls down when the wind blows. Now that you're here, don't even think about leaving. If I say chop your head off, I'll chop your head off. As soon as Ygritte finished speaking, the ripples in front of her accelerated in frequency and amplitude again. Click. There was no resistance at all. All the dragon scale magic threads around the enchanting old witch from Bangsa kingdom shattered in response. At the same time, a ripple flew into the old witch's neck. No. 910, don't. Give me one more chance. The charming old witch was still begging for mercy. Just as she was talking, she couldn't go on. Because she found that there seemed to be a little chill on her neck. She quickly wanted to reach out and touch it. But where was her hand? Why didn't you listen to the command? No. Where are the hands? At this time, I only have one head left. And below the head, my headless body has fallen from mid-air. No. Before she died, the old witch let out a roar that resounded throughout the world. Then he felt his 3 souls and 7 souls, already separated from the body. Quickly, accept MRSPU's ghost and give her reincarnation. Behind the old witch, a group of practitioners from the Bangsa kingdom saw that their leader died like this. At this time, they were all dumbfounded on the spot. I don't know who reminded them before everyone reacted and wanted to accept it. They took the ghost of their leader. But they were obviously a step late. A huge colorful palm shadow immediately held the old witch's ghost in its hands. Reincarnation. She just didn't want to reincarnate others. How could she be reincarnated? Bai Lu said with a smile, and the golden auspicious clouds reappeared under her feet. She was carried directly to Yang Mi, Deliriba, and others. Sister Me. Reba. First, he said hello to Yang Mi and Dili Reba. Then Bai Lu squatted down and looked at Zhou Xi with a smile. Little 11, do you miss your aunt? Don't you want to catch ghosts and raise ghosts, and let them move bricks and screws? It just so happens that this yin spirit is given to you. As he spoke, Bai Lu sent a ball of flame-like substance in his hand to Zhou Xi. This is the old witch's ghost fire, also called will-o'-the-wisp. In its most primitive state. Thank you, Aunt Bailu. Little 11 misses her aunt. Muma. As Zhou Xi spoke, she kissed Egret hard on the cheek. Then he happily took the yin spirit fire and put it in his own spirit bag. After doing all this, Zhou Xi tugged at the corner of Yang Mi's clothes. Mommy. The last time my father took me to my aunt's house. My aunt bought me a lot of delicious food and a lot of fun things. Dad and aunt went to the room to discuss the matter for 2 hours, but the baby didn't even finish eating. When I left, my aunt packed a lot of bags for the baby. Zhou Xi said with excitement. Her original intention was to say good things for Bai Lu. Just these words came out. Bai Lu was dumbfounded, and Yang Mi and Dili Reba couldn't help but cover their faces and start laughing. Really? Things are changing, and today we arrived at Bai Lu's house. We have all experienced this kind of embarrassing thing. She should also experience it. In this way, we can all be good sisters together. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Yang Mi, my daughter catches ghosts. Scared millions of viewers. Author, Tianyi Madman. Chapter 113. I'm going to die. My Hakuro Hakumenkan, why is this happening? Zhuyi, I remember this name. I will definitely fight for you. Unless you accept me as your disciple, I will not dare to disobey Master. Upstairs, I heard this in my house. If you want to practice, just say you want to practice. Am I the only one who noticed that the time was more than 2 hours? Oh my God, hasn't Bai Lu gone to heaven several times? She is indeed a little fairy falling from the sky. It's another day to envy Yang Mi, Dilruba, Bai Lu, and Lu Yifei. I simply believed that evil guy with big pig hooves, thinking that he was really at home and being a full-time dad. I bet he was running around with his children. Shameless, extremely shameless. Envy and hate me to death. The atmosphere in the live broadcast room gradually began to warm up. But the atmosphere at the scene continued to change. The leader of the Bangsa kingdom, the charming old woman, was suddenly killed by someone. Practitioners from all directions, especially the other 3 leaders, all felt an inexplicable sense of crisis. What to do? Mr. Park is dead. This young woman from China is so strong. Yes. I don't even understand what method she used. Mr. Pu's dragon scale magic thread can't even be resisted. Even Mr. Pu can't handle it, so how can we be opponents? It really doesn't work. Retreat. Here in Bangsa country, there is no leader. We have already begun to think about retreating. Retreat. Everyone, do you really think that everything will be fine if you retreat? People have said that they will directly destroy our entire family clan. This morning, you all saw what happened at Yulingman. They do what they say, no mercy. If you want to protect yourself, your entire sect or family, we can only fight with all our strength. No matter how strong she is, what can she do? Our number is 4 to 5 times theirs. As long as we work together, even in a will battle, we can survive her to death. Emperor Rajan of Sakurajima Kingdom would naturally not allow the monks of Bangsa Kingdom to retreat. He opened his mouth to analyze it and explain the stakes. He then looked at the leader of Asan Kingdom and the traitor Chen's Hongai from northern Myanmar. The 3 of us, come and deal with this woman. Let others continue to encircle and suppress the Chinese practitioners. The two people naturally had no objections. With understanding, the three of them simultaneously encouraged their true energy and took the lead in launching the attack. In the hands of Emperor Reizhan, a flash of inspiration appeared, and a very ancient samurai sword appeared. True energy was poured into it. The buzzing sound continued. In an instant, a 1,000-meter-long blue sword light shot straight into the sky, the same color as the sky. The leader of the Asan kingdom, Platini Kumar, wearing a golden crown and a holy robe. He was sitting cross-legged, holding a plate of rosary beads in his hand. He was chanting something in his mouth. As he chanted, the golden crown and holy clothes on his body bloomed at the same time, with dazzling golden brilliance. Together, they formed a tall figure. It is a huge golden object that is 700 or 800 meters long. The lower body of the object is like a lion, with 4 legs on the ground. The upper body is like the legendary Buddha. It has bare breasts and a string of human skulls hanging around its neck. Buddha beads. The head looks like a human but not a human, like an ape but not an ape. There is also an elephant trunk on the back of the head, which is constantly swinging from side to side. The front chest and back together have a total of 3 pairs of arms. They hold the Vajra and demon-suppressing pestle respectively. Tianluo stick, mountain-breaking axe. As for the last one, the traitor Su's Honggai from northern Myanmar. It seems much simpler. He carries a sword box on his body, and there are 6 flying swords in total at this time. From there the sword flew out of the box. It was surging in front of him, ready to fly away at any time. A look in the eye. The attacks of 3 people fell in the direction of Bailu at the same time. Rumble. He he he. Bang bang bang. Suddenly, the sky was not too lively. The blue sword light swept the wind and clouds wantonly. The huge golden figure looked like a god descending. There are also 6 flying swords, dragging their tail flames through the sky, and the speed is extremely fast. Sister me, Reba. Let's talk when you have time. I'll deal with these bad guys first. Bailu didn't take the joint attack of the 3 leaders seriously at all. After taking some time off, she greeted Yang Mi and Dili Reba. The whole person jumped into the air. As she walked, she raised her arms towards the front again. Waved his hand. In an instant, the feeling just now appeared again. Everything in this world seemed to be frozen. Even, the sword light in the sky, the flying sword, and the huge golden figure. It's like someone pressed the pause button during a movie. The person who pressed the pause button was naturally exposed. But, she didn't just press the pause button. She seemed to have smashed the big screen. As Bailu's slender jade-like hand gently snapped her fingers in mid-air. Ripples rippled everywhere, and everything seemed to be disrupted and reorganized. Ding ding ding. The 6 flying swords of Su's Honggai, the traitor in northern Myanmar. They were running parallel to each other at high speed, and flew towards Bailu's location. Under the attack of ripples, they immediately changed their original trajectory and collided with each other. Dong dong dong. The huge figure of 500 to 600 meters tall, with weapons in its 6 arms glowing with golden light, was originally attacking Bailu. At this moment, he was swinging and slashing aimlessly, all hitting himself. Click, click. The katana sword of Emperor Reizhan of Sakurajima province. Inexplicably, it exploded in mid-air. Turn into blue smoke clouds. Puff. 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 Emperor Reizhan of Sakurajima province, Platini Kumar of Asan province, and Su's Honggai, the traitor from northern Myanmar, all spat out a mouthful of blood. He staggered so much that he almost lost his balance and fell from mid-air. How can it be? What kind of technique is this? Oh my God, how powerful is this young woman from China? Is she really just entering the innate realm? No. I don't believe it. Emperor Ling Yuan and the others are all powerful men who have been in the innate realm for many years. How can a Chinese woman defeat 1 against 3? Retreat. Really, we can never defeat him. This woman named Bai Lu is too strong. How to run? Emperor Raijan's analysis just now was right. Even if we run away, they will never let us go. Seeing Bai Lu's easy move, he beat the 3 emperors of Raijan until they vomited blood. The practitioners from the 4 forces panicked in batches. No, not just one batch, but several batches panicked. Although just now, when Bai Lu killed the coquettish old woman from the Bangsa kingdom, everyone had seen her methods, which were unpredictable and impossible to guard against. But there was still some gap between the coquettish old woman from the Bangsa kingdom and Emperor Raijan and others. So, they heard that Emperor Raijan and the 3 of them were going to join forces to deal with this new young Chinese woman. They were quite confident in Emperor Raijan. Even if they couldn't defeat him, they should be able to contain this new Chinese woman. And they surrounded and suppressed other Chinese cultivators. After the end, the group attack, that woman would definitely not be able to withstand it. Who would have thought? Emperor Raijan, 3 people, 3 long-established innate realm powerhouses. It turned out not to be the enemy of that Chinese woman. Just one move. He was beaten until he vomited blood. How can he fight like this? Good, great. There must be a road before the car reaches the mountain. The ancients will not deceive me. We in China have not really reached a desperate situation. This girl's name is Bai Lu, right? Sure enough, the waves behind the Yangtze River push the waves ahead, and each generation becomes stronger than the last. Lao Sun Tu, don't put gold on your face. With your level, how can you have the dignity to be called someone's front wave? 20s. Tisk tisk, when we are in our 20s, we have only just started. Sure enough, it's so inhumane, so irritating. That stinky boy Zhou Yi is still more powerful. Yes. His daughter is great, so are women, and he himself is definitely even more powerful. Mr. Kong? Did you really just find out his name? Can't find any other information. Ahem, this guy is too mysterious. Unlike the forces from all directions, the atmosphere among Chinese practitioners is at an all-time high. Although these old men and women, heads, sect masters, family heads, etc., are still more or less decorated. But after seeing Bai Lu, after showing their great strength, one by one, they were as happy as children, and even started to quarrel. Especially Mr. Kong Yun's Hong Kong. I feel that I have never been so happy in my life. But not at all. I know who doesn't have a good eye. Suddenly he asked if he had investigated the details of Zhou Yi. He was speechless for a moment. It's really hard to pick up the pot. That brat, mysteriously appeared out of thin air and disappeared out of thin air. How do you ask us to check? Not to mention him, even her woman was well hidden by him. If I had known earlier, there was such a powerful one among his women. We old bones, did we still need to hold on to the hope of death and put down all kinds of heroic words just now? We are already old, and we suddenly played a passionate plot. Now that I think about it, I can't help but blush. Embarrassed. So embarrassing. Compared to these practitioners, the audience in the live broadcast room must be much more direct. Because of Bai Lu's strong attack, China's online audience swept away the previous gloom and stood up again. Chinese barrages and comments once again filled the screen. Look around. It's all about Goddess Bailu being awesome, Goddess Bailu is great, Goddess Bailu I will give you CA11, Goddess Bailu I will give you a monkey or something. As a result, everyone online from abroad had no choice but to get to know Bai Lu. Of course, they don't actually need to be recognized. After this battle, Bai Lu's name, I'm afraid it will spread all over the world and everyone will know it. This, What kind of combat skill is this? Why have I never heard of it? As a Chinese, I have never heard of Ho. Emperor Ling Yuan and Su's Hongai looked extremely ugly at this moment. 3 of them beat one and they lost. They didn't even understand how they beat themselves. How can they play like this? Combat skills. I haven't used my combat skills yet. I didn't even take out my weapons. What kind of combat skills should I use? Bai Lu said quietly. A flash of light flashed in her hand, and there was an extra knife. One looked like it was made of jasper, a half-moon scimitar. It is said to be a weapon, but more like a beautiful work of art. But at this moment, people have no time to pay attention to these. Especially Emperor Ling Yuan, Su's Hongai and others. Hearing Bai Lu's words, and then seeing the jade knife appearing in Bai Lu's hand, I only felt that my eyes were black, which was worse than the one who had just vomited blood. It was still uncomfortable at the time. What was this woman named Bai Lu just saying? She hasn't used combat skills yet? Without using combat skills, we are no longer her enemies. Don't be too outrageous. No, possible, absolutely impossible. She must be exaggerating to scare us. The 3 of them couldn't believe the truth. But there was one thing they couldn't find any reason to doubt. That was that the white dude just now did not use weapons. With bare hands, they just moved their fingers. The 3 of them were defeated. Now the girl took out a jade sword. Isn't the fighting power even more fierce than just now? Emperor Rajan of Sakurajima Kingdom and the leaders of the 3 kingdoms and Su's Hongai couldn't help but look at each other. From each other's eyes, they all saw a trace of hesitation. But in the hesitation, there was also a hint of ferocity. Everyone, there is nothing we can do. This Chinese woman who appeared out of nowhere is extremely terrifying. We can only work hard to win a glimmer of life for everyone. Stop hiding it, show off all your abilities. After Emperor Rajan finished speaking, he glanced at the royal family members on the other side of Sakurajima Kingdom. Without any need to speak, the royal family members understood the meaning and sat cross-legged one by one. Ouch! The Yamata no Orokai, which had been floating in the air, suddenly seemed to wake up from its deep sleep. 8 tongues made an extremely low roar at the same time. Emperor Rajan took one step forward and walked directly into the body of Yamata no Orokai. Poof! The sound of flesh and blood being cut was heard. Emperor Rajan actually inserted his katana into his abdomen. Then with a forceful stroke. Everyone was stunned by this scene. What the hell? Commit seppuku? Wrong. It wasn't suicide by seppuku. Everyone soon discovered what Emperor Ling, Monozhao, Yuan was going to do. As his blood spurted out from his abdomen, all of them were actually absorbed by the Yamata no Orokai. The originally ethereal and illusory shadow of Yamata no Orokai gradually solidified, and later, it completely turned into reality. Haha! Is this what it feels like to fuse Yamata no Orokai with royal blood? So comfortable. The roaring Yamata no Orokai suddenly began to speak human words. It was the voice of Emperor Rajan. He actually merged with the Yamata no Orokai. And the shadow of the Yamata no Orokai became a real entity. Rumble. Following the Yamata no Orokai, the snake-headed martial arts look like mountains. There were strong winds in the sky again, thunder and lightning, and continuous rain. At the same time, the 8 huge heads of Yamata no Orokai all looked at Shiro's position. 8 pairs of scarlet eyes the size of a room locked on Bai Lu's body. Chi-chi. Chi-chi. 8 snake heads opened at the same time. It spat out attack waves of different colors. There is gold, yellow, green, red, and yellow, corresponding to the 5 elements of gold, wood, water, fire, and earth. And among the 3 snake heads in the middle, what spewed out was strong wind, ice, and thunder. That picture doesn't look too confusing. Various elemental attacks, mixed with strong wind, ice, and thunder, formed a huge energy group with a diameter of probably 2 to 3 kilometers. Reflecting each other and integrating with each other. There will be some unique reactions between each element. For example, when the gold element and thunder are fused, the power of thunder is enhanced to a degree visible to the naked eye. When the water element comes into contact with the ice, it is instantly assimilated into pieces of ice crystals. The elements of strong wind and fire merged, and the fire instantly took advantage of the wind, and its power skyrocketed. In the end, this huge energy group carries all kinds of energy as vast as the sea. It was as if heaven's punishment was coming, and it bombarded Bailu. Yang Mi, my daughter catches ghosts. Scared millions of viewers. Author, Tianyi Madman. Chapter 114. Rumble. Rumble. From the mouth of the Yamata no Orokai, the energy ball was swallowed and fused, as if a divine punishment was coming. It's getting closer and closer to Bailu's location. The sense of oppression is getting stronger and stronger. There is no way, the various elements inside are constantly increasing each other, making this energy ball contain more power. Absolutely devastating. Not to mention Bailu, this energy ball is the target of attack. Even on one side, Kong Yun's Hung, the old master Zhang Jiwei, and other Chinese practitioners. We all feel the crisis at this moment. It's no exaggeration. The various elemental energies in this energy ball are absolutely as powerful as an atomic bomb, or even worse. No good, this spiritual veteran dog is too bad. Once this energy ball explodes, we practitioners are fine, but the ordinary people below, will definitely be affected and die tragically on the spot. Even our Great Wall. Some people felt the pressure from this energy ball and couldn't help but scream. You know, except for the people fighting in mid-air. Below are Yang Mi, Dili Riba, Wang Zhenjiao and other staff members. Even not far away, there were some melon-eating people watching, especially on the Great Wall. Many people had climbed up just now, and now they were lying on the edge of the city wall watching the excitement. Hear the reminder from that practitioner. Everyone was numb. We are just eating a melon, we are not going to die here. And the Great Wall. This is the symbol of our China, one of the 7 wonders of the world in the medieval times. Wouldn't he also be destroyed in this battle? For a moment, people were panicked. Bailu also realized the seriousness of the problem, she put away her playful intentions and became solemn. Buzz. Under the excitement of true energy, Bailu's whole body was filled with colorful rays of light. She put away the jade knife in her hand again and took out something that looked like a luminous pearl. Under the infusion of true energy, the night pearl bloomed with soft white brilliance. Only. Light originally has no substance. But the brilliance emanating from this night pearl seemed to have substance. Under Bailu's control, the brilliance did not escape everywhere. Instead, it turned into the shape of a leaf and slowly enveloped the huge energy group that was hitting him in the sky. Rumble. The explosion resounded throughout the world. It came from the misty brilliance. Others were not affected, but Bailu's complexion was a bit unsightly. 573 It was obvious that in this encounter, she was no longer as relaxed as before. And Emperor Rajan, who was fused with Yamata no Orokai, is probably just between the two. Haha. Do you see it? This woman is not as strong as we imagined. Chen's Hongai Ijun, Platini Kumar. Show your cards, let's kill this woman together. Others continued to surround and kill the Chinese practitioners. In the Yamata no Orokai, the voice of Emperor Rajan sounded again. The blow worked, and he was very excited at this time. Practitioners from the 4 forces, after seeing the scene of the confrontation just now, they were also mentally shaken. As long as this young Chinese woman Bailu appears out of nowhere, she can be contained or surrounded. Other practitioners in China are nothing to worry about. After all, with a ratio of 4 to 1, the advantages of the four forces should not be too obvious. Court death. Bai Lu snorted coldly, and the jade sword in his hand reappeared. Under the infusion of true energy, the jade sword bloomed with dazzling brilliance. For a moment, everyone had an illusion. It seemed that they were not on the edge of the Great Wall of China, nor on the edge of the Great Wall of China. In mid-air. It's like coming to a lake with rippling blue waves. No. It's not the lake, but the sea. Because as the true energy in the jade sword becomes stronger and stronger, strong winds rise, and a stream of waves rises. The huge waves are surging into the sky. Everyone seems to be floating and sinking on the sea. There is a possibility of being killed by a huge wave at any time. Rumble. With one slash, it was as if thousands of hectares of sea water poured in. The huge waves surged wildly. Turned into one scourge after another. Transformed into various kinds of swords, guns, swords, and halberds. Rushed towards the Yamata no Orakai. Suddenly, the mid-air was filled with images as vast as the sea, sweeping across the heaven and earth. It looks so spectacular. Ha ha! You are so strong. But at this time, this emperor is the god of command of Yamata no Orakai. Want to kill me? To use your Chinese idiom, this is just a dream. Facing Shiro's blow. Emperor Reizhan, who was in the Yamata no Orakai, didn't take it too seriously at all. He even had time to mock. When the attack transformed by the huge waves came to the body of the Yamata no Orakai, when it was moving forward, its body suddenly flashed with a spiritual light. Then it turned into a phantom, allowing all physical attacks to be in vain. It even aimed at the Great Wall on the ground, and Chigwa the crowd surged away from where they were. Seeing this, Bai Lu could only put away her offensive to avoid affecting innocent people and the Great Wall. It was obvious. In this confrontation, she still did not gain the upper hand. That Emperor Reizhan, fused with Baki after the big snake. It became too weird and unpredictable. Damn it, no way. Goddess Bailu is a little powerless. It's not Bailu's problem, it's the location of the battle, and the people who eat melons. Yes. We are in the situation of China, where we can easily hurt innocent people, and may even destroy our Great Wall ourselves, so naturally we are a little timid to show our hands in vain. Damn it, Zairi, Xiaobangzi and the others simply don't want billion. Don't worry, we believe that Goddess Bailu can solve it. That naughty little Hai, the Sakurajima devils are just opportunistic now. Can't last long. That's right. His fusion with the Yamata no Orakai must have many restrictions and hidden dangers, otherwise it would not have been possible for him to choose this way in the end. What you said makes sense, but the current situation is not optimistic. In the live broadcast room, the Chinese audience was just getting excited. Because of these two battles, he has become a little depressed again, and what's worse is that Suz Hongai, a trader from northern Myanmar, saw that Emperor Reizhan, who was fused with the Yamata no Orakai, was able to contain Bai Lu. His mind became active. As a trader, he hopes most to win this battle. In that way, he can return to the Chinese cultivation world and even lead the Chinese cultivation world. Bailu's strong appearance just now. It made him collapse and even despair. Until this moment, he regained hope. The light flashed in his hand, and a blood-red pill appeared in Suz Hongai's hand. It is obviously a dead thing, but there seems to be blood constantly flowing on the elixir, and it also exudes a heart-stopping aura. Soul-condensing blood pill. After taking it, you can improve your cultivation several times. How could this trader have the soul-condensing blood pill? What does he want to do? An old woman behind Kong Yun's hung couldn't help but exclaimed after seeing the elixir in Suz Hongai's hand. He. There are still people who know the goods. What do you think I want to do? Of course he took advantage of her illness to kill him. Su's Hongai smiled strangely and swallowed the blood-red elixir into his mouth. As the elixir entered, Su's Hongai's eyes instantly turned red. There were no pupils and whites of his eyes, only a layer of blood. The substance is constantly flowing in his eyes. A stream of crimson aura circulated around Su's Hongai. It was like a blood mist, covering him shrouded in it. Buzz buzz. Buzz buzz. In his sword box, the 6 flying swords were also covered in a strange red brilliance. Just vibrating in the void. Space cracks have already appeared around the 6 flying swords. It can be seen that at this time, Su's Hongai and the power of these 6 flying swords are powerful. Probably even better than Emperor Rajan, who was fused with Yamata no Orokai. No, this traitor wants to kill that girl named Bai Lu with Ling Yuan. Stop him. I will fight to the death to stop him. Bala girl, don't be obsessed with fighting. Take Xiao Shii and the others out of here. That's right. It is not a pity for us old bones to die. If you survive, there will be hope for China. Tell your husband, that bastard Zhou Yi. Although I haven't met him yet, I have handed over the Chinese cultivation world to him. Little 11. Longhu Mountain will be entrusted to you from now on. I hope you can become the first female celestial master of Longhu Mountain and reshape the prestige of Longhu Mountain Celestial Master's Mansion. Little October, if you can see this scene. I hope you can inherit the tradition of my Kunlun sword sect. No nonsense. Sister October is the future leader of our Tianshan sect. Seeing that Su's Hongai, he swallowed the spirit-condensing blood pill and prepared to deal with Bai Lu together with Emperor Rajan of Sakurajima Kingdom. Naturally, everyone in the Chinese cultivation world could not just sit idly by and ignore it. They all also took out their strongest trump cards. Wanted to stop Su's Hongai. Many people even began to explain their funeral arrangements. For example, Mr. Kong Yun Sheng Kong was about to hand over the position of leader of the Chinese spiritual world to Zhou Yi, a stranger. Longhu Mountain, the old celestial master Zhang Jiwei took a different approach and wanted Zhou Shii to take over the celestial master's mansion and become the first female celestial master in history. Even Zhou Shii, who was not present, was also a favorite. Kunlun sword sect and Tianshan the sword sects are vying to pass on him. Because these people know very well. In this battle, they may really be completely finished. The spirit-condensing blood pill is the famous magic treasure divine pill. After taking it, the bloodline and potential of the practitioner can be infinitely stimulated, and the combat power can be increased several times or even more. The original traitor Su's Hongai was already a top master in the innate realm. Now he has swallowed Ningling after the blood pill, the combat power is doubled, and I am afraid that it is even higher than the innate. Just like the charming old woman from the Bangsa kingdom just now, and the Emperor Rajan who has not fused with the Yamata no Orokai, can't stop Bai Lu, whose combat power is almost higher than the innate. They are absolutely unable to stop Su's Hongai, who has escaped into the devil's path at this moment. What's more, they not only want to stop Su's Hongai, but also want to fuse Emperor Rajan with Yamata no Orokai. Block them together. Let Bai Lu take Zhou Shii and leave the battle. Leave the fire and hope for the future to China. So, they have only one way to fight. Buzz buzz. Channels of true energy bloomed among the many practitioners in China. All kinds of attacks were directed at Su's Hongai, whose eyes were red. However, he. 6 blood-red flying swords bloomed with a strange red light. A sword formation was formed that stirred up the storm. For a moment, the sword energy shot straight into the sky, repelling everyone's attacks. Puff. Puff puff. Puff puff. Many practitioners in China were so shocked that they all spat out a mouthful of blood. This shows how powerful Su's Hongai's sword array is. This made everyone extremely desperate. They knew that Su's Hongai would definitely double his combat power after swallowing the spirit coagulating blood pill. But I never expected that the gap would be so big. So many people joined forces to launch the strongest attack, but they were unable to do anything about their loyalty. They even forced them back together, causing them to vomit blood. What makes them even more desperate is what lies ahead. Brothers, come on. Revenge for Park Lao. The emperor has restrained that Chinese woman, let's kill these old Chinese people first. The boss is working hard. What are we waiting for the sake of northern Myanmar, and for the sake of returning to China to take charge of the spiritual world? Brothers, come on. Whether we can win China depends on this. Arasan Kingdom is the most powerful country in Asia, the world, and the entire universe. Practitioners from the four forces were all fighting in the sky at this time, and they came over in a mighty manner. 400 to 500 practitioners directly surrounded more than 100 practitioners from China. The situation has fallen into chaos again, a 4-on-1 situation, let alone helping Bai Lu, trying to contain Su's Honggai or Emperor Ling Yuan. They themselves have become in danger. After all, they are all innate practitioners. 4 against 1, who can bear it? Why is this happening? Goddess Bailu just came out. I thought China was stable, but I didn't expect these sons of bitches to have a trump card. It's cheating, this horse is definitely cheating. Why are you still taking drugs? No billion. Brothers, you are so naive. Do you really think we are being attacked by these four forces? In fact, I'm afraid there are more shadows of countries behind them. I thought that in the secular world, China was targeted miserably by the whole world. I didn't expect to be targeted so miserably in the spiritual world. It's only strange that, our Chinese heritage is too deep, our history is too long, and our past is too glorious. Yes. They are all afraid of the rise of China, so they have been sparing no effort to fight against it. If Mr. Kong and others had not worked hard to support it, China would have been doomed the last time the Xiaoxian sect was opened. Damn it, is this someone from the spiritual practice community upstairs? It seems like I have inside information. Yes, and no. I have not even reached the innate realm, and I am not qualified to participate in the war. How can I have the dignity to be called a cultivator? Me too. As a disciple of the Tianqi mansion, I can only watch the old Tianqi working hard in front of the screen. I am really ashamed of the old Tianqi and the ancestor. I have been worshipping in Kunlun for more than 50 years, and it feels like a dream. I think I am diligent and practice hard every day, until now I realize that I still haven't worked hard enough. If the master dies, all I can do is to end my life and go down to be with him. In the live broadcast room, not only ordinary viewers, but also viewers from the cultivation world began to show up. Seeing the scenes of Chinese practitioners desperately resisting the forces from all directions, and people constantly dying. The atmosphere of the entire Chinese people in the live broadcast room was desolate and peaceful. Sad. Because they know very well that this battle does not only represent the cultivation world. It also represents the future and rise and fall of the entire China. If China's cultivation world fails, the entire China will no longer be able to resist the invasion and occupation of foreign nations. Like fish on a chopping board, it can only be slaughtered by others. It is even more tragic than the last time, when the 8 kingdoms invaded China, or when the Sakurajima kingdom invaded China. Because at that time, these predecessors and sages could still resist in secret and prop up China. The backbone. But now, these predecessors and sages are no longer capable. And they are falling one after another. I don't know how many people burst into tears looking at the bodies falling from the air one by one. Yang Mi, my daughter catches ghosts. Scared millions of viewers. Author, Tianyi Madman. Chapter 115. Why on earth is this? Is it really, the sky is going to perish and China will not succeed? Zhang Danfan, the head of the Tianshan sword sect, was covered in blood and holding a broken sword in his hand. Blood was spraying from his mouth and he looked up to the sky and roared angrily. Boom! A huge golden palm print struck Zhang Danfan's chest fiercely. He is a practitioner of the Vajra indestructible body from a Sun kingdom. He raised his sword to block, only to find that his sword was broken. Can't help but smile sadly. There are so many dogs riding horses. I can't beat the dog with my dog beating stick. If the beggar gang comes to my lineage, do they have to give a full account? That's fine, that's fine. Ups and downs alternate, good times come. Let me use this life to take away a few more dogs. I also hope that the fate of the beggar clan can be exchanged for China, for a ray of future. A future without beggars and gangs of beggars. The leader of the beggar clan, Mr. Sukansu, has only one arm and one leg. But his only leg was also injured and he couldn't stand firmly. He relied on his true energy to hold him up. He looked up to the sky and laughed wildly while turning upside down. Real chi. He obviously wants to self-destruct. Figures falling one after another, scenes of sadness. There was also the rain of blood floating in the sky, and the screams of countless people before they died. The entire Chinese people were completely silent. I don't know how many people looked at their mobile phones or computer screens and shed tears. His lips were bitten and bled, and his nails dug into his flesh. Still don't know it? They all knew that such a scene might have happened more than once. Otherwise, the great China would not have fallen to this. It's just that this time, it was broadcast live and they saw it. Jingle bell, jingle bell. Suddenly, between heaven and earth, bursts of clear and melodious bells rang out. The ringtone was like the sound of a fairy, which eased everyone's emotions. Even the soul has been cleansed. The monks who were fighting, were even infected by the sound and gradually died down. There was some confusion in his eyes. Because they don't know why they stopped. But this voice is too soothing. Make them involuntarily, want to stop. What happened? What is this? Petal. Where did so many petals come from? Like it's raining. I don't know why, but I feel like these petals are so pretty, so beautiful that I can't bear to touch them, or even desecrate them. I don't know why, but I feel so sad. Obviously these petals are so beautiful, why do they wither? I suddenly missed my mother. It's been more than 100 years, if I don't have this thought, what's wrong with me? If the ringtone just now made everyone feel calm and even a little happy. Suddenly, in the sky, there was a rain of petals falling down. It was frantically touching the softest corner deep in everyone's heart. Even including the viewers in the live broadcast room, they were all affected by this emotion across the screen. In addition, there were some people who felt that the scene was familiar. Sorry, the progress is too slow. I'm here for the night. A voice like a silver bell rang in the sky. Then, everyone saw a green shock coming from a distance. Wait, this voice is Ying Bao. Damn it! It seems to be Zhao Liang's voice. Isn't Ying Bao also a practitioner? Judging from the current situation, it seems like it should be. Why does that green figure feel so familiar? Baguio? My goddess Baguio? Oh my god, I know what the ringtone and the petal rain were all about. Albizia bells, sad flowers. Damn it, this is Zhu Xianqing Yunji, is it really reflected in reality? Unreasonable. Even if Zhao Liang is a practitioner, it's impossible for her to really have treasures like albizia bells and sad flowers. No need to think about it, it must be that big pig's hoof, tailor-made for the goddess Yingbao. That damn big pig's hooves, are you saying that Yingbao and that big pig's hooves are, also related? No need to think about it. Except for that big pig's hoof, no one can make Yingbao become a practitioner, and he is innately superior. Although a little heartbreaking. But that big pig's hoof actually helped us recreate Baguio in reality. Suddenly I don't hate him so much anymore. In fact, it's more than just not hating it. If it can save China from danger. He likes the goddess of disaster, so let him cause disaster. It really doesn't work, no matter how many more disasters there are, I will admit it. Upstairs. You're such a fucking talent. But I was unable to refute. That's right. Just like what everyone in the live broadcast room said. This green figure is clearly in this parallel world. Zhao Liying, the popular little girl who just starred in the role of Baguio in Zuxian, also known as Qing Yunji. At this time, Zhao Liying was only in her early 20s. Wearing a touch of emerald green, a wide-sleeved, cross-collared long skirt, with 6-petal three-dimensional flowers on the chest and shoulders as embellishments. It is quite similar to her dress in Qing Yunji, but much more exquisite. There is a green hairpin on her head, and a small, simple bell tied around her waist. There is even a petal-shaped ring on her hand, emitting a faint white light. She walked with bare feet on the air. The small and exquisite feet are not dusty and are extremely white and tender. Even the 10 toes, which are like cardamom, are extremely delicate. Sister Liying. You are here. If you don't come, I'll be here. I can't hold it, I really can't hold it. Seeing Zhao Liying coming, Bai Lu was the happiest. Because at this time, he was attacked from both sides, not to mention how uncomfortable it was. In the front was Emperor Raizhan, who had fused with the Yamata no Orokai. In the back was the emperor who had swallowed Ningling. Su's Honggai, the traitor in northern Myanmar of Blood Pill. These two cheaters are trying their best to kill him. Last night I received the treasure box you sent from Phi He. Just follow that stinky man's plan and start making a breakthrough. It wasn't until not long ago that I successfully advanced to Xiantian, and then I came quickly. Zhao Liying said, a little embarrassed. What she said? Let the audience in the live broadcast room no longer have any doubts. That's right. It's that damn big pig's hoof again. As expected, it was this guy who brought disaster to our Yingbao goddess. But now is not the time to worry about this. And it seems that Zhao Liying and that damn big pig's trotters are in a state of deep love for each other. When he talked about that stinky man, his face was filled with a happy smile. What else can anyone say? Of course. Yang Mi and Diliriba, who were below, started to get jealous again. Why? Why on earth is this? Why does it seem like that stinky man is deliberately targeting us? Other women have some kind of treasure chest, why don't we? The more she thought about it, the angrier she became. The anger in Yang Mi's heart skyrocketed, and she continued to plan her revenge plan. Wait for that stinky man to come back. Must be served according to family law. With Dilraba and Lu Yifei together. Torture that stinky man for 3 days and 3 nights. No, 9 days and 9 nights? Sister Liying, leave this 8-headed snake to me. You deal with that traitor Su's Honggai. This guy swallowed the spirit-condensing blood pill and is very powerful. Be careful. But your albizia bells and sad flowers are just right to deal with him. Bai Lu said as the jade sword in her hand flashed. The illusion of huge waves filled the world again. The Yamata no Orokai, like 8 mountains, rushed towards the front in a mighty way. Arrogant. What do you think I am? Hearing that he had been clearly arranged by these 2 young women. Su's Honggai, whose eyes were red and his nerves were burning, became furious. 6 blood-red flying swords split space cracks and headed towards Bai Lu's back flew away. Wherever it passed, the whole world seemed to have been drawn with holes. It took several breaths, but it couldn't be healed. This was already very terrifying. You must know that before Joshua, a sword light pierced the void, revealing the chaotic world. But under the rules of heaven and earth, everything will heal quickly. The fact that it can survive a few breaths shows that this blood-red flying sword, the sword energy stimulated, is not only very powerful, but can also continuously cause attacks. Once attacked by the sword energy, it will be like gangrene attached to the bone. Harmful to the body all the time, even possible. His entire body was eaten away bit by bit by this blood-red sword energy. Your opponent is me. Zhao Liang's clear and sweet voice rang together with the ringing of the Albizia bell. Su's Hongai felt that his whole body was stunned. Even the 6 blood-red flying swords almost lost control. Rhythm attack. Sure enough, there are so many secrets in that man. Su's Hongai said coldly, biting the tip of his tongue secretly to keep himself clear. Other practitioners, hearing Su's Hongai's words, all had a lot of thoughts on their minds. Rhythm attack. It is also a kind of attack that only exists in classics. Attack method. In the pre-Qin era, it was very rare. Unexpectedly, this new woman actually mastered the rhythm attack. As Su's Hongai said. They were all very curious. What exactly did the man named Zhou Yi have on him? What kind of secrets does he have? How many unknown attack techniques does he have that he has taught to his women and daughters? Why does it feel like he seems to be omnipotent, omniscient, and master of everything? The world go on, does such a person exist? Don't be too outrageous. You know quite a lot. Zhao Liang said with a smile. Su's Hongai almost vomited blood on the spot. Is this little girl praising herself or scolding herself? It doesn't sound right no matter what. Then look at my move again. Don't wait for Su's Hongai to say anything else. Zhao Liang moved her jade feet lightly, and lotus flowers bloomed under her feet. In 2 steps, he covered a distance of several hundred meters and arrived in front of him. At the same time, Zhao Liang raised her arm. I saw on her small and white hands, on the ring on her ring finger, a small pure white flower, quietly blooming. All of a sudden, the sky is filled with white brilliance. The sky, which was originally cloudy and a little dark because of the Yamata no Orakai, suddenly became as bright as day. This is just the beginning. The pure white flowers are getting bigger and bigger. It soon became the size of a palm and was held in the palm of Zhao Liang's hand. But it's like holding up a little sun. Zhao's Hongai's red eyes were almost blinded by the flash. Even the practitioners around him, as well as Yang Mi, Diliriba, and others who were thousands of meters away, couldn't help but close their eyes and lower their heads at this moment. But I still feel that there is a vast expanse of white in front of me. You know, they are just the aftermath. You can imagine how Su's Hongai, the first target, feels at this moment. The most important thing is, this sad flower doesn't just glow. Ah! What the hell is this? Why is my mind so restless? There is also an inexplicable feeling of desolation and loneliness. Evil things. How come you, a woman, are full of evil things? Kill me. Su's Hongai roared, and the red ghost mist around him seemed to be boiling. On top of the 6 flying swords, blood-red sword light soared into the sky, forming a 6-ray sword formation. The soaring sword light that penetrated the rainbow came from all directions. Aiming at Zhao Liang's position, he slashed down. Wherever he passed, there were frightening space cracks. It was like a wound in the world, revealing the pure black chaotic world inside. This broken sword of yours is an evil thing. Hearing the traitor Su's Hongai say that his albizia bells and sad flowers are evil things. Zhao Liang, who was originally elegant and calm, suddenly became angry and trembled. This is that stinky man. Give yourself a tailor-made gift, just because before, when that stinky man came to look for me on the set, I once said that I really liked Baguio's style in Qing Yunji. And that night, I was wearing this outfit, and that stinky man had an in-depth exchange of ideas. Unexpectedly, this stinky man actually took it seriously. He created the albizia bell and the sad flower. He even made some modifications based on his original imagination. Including this outfit, she got it all in that box. This moved Zhao Liang very much. Who would have thought that it would turn into something evil if it entered this guy's mouth? The more I thought about it, the more she got it. Angry. The murderous intention in Zhao Liang's eyes is getting stronger. Under the infusion of true energy, the heartbroken flower in her hand has once again surged a few points. Buzz buzz. With the sad flower in full bloom, the white light in front of Zhao Liang was stronger and more like a little Sunday butt. On this sad flower, there is no warmth from the sun. There is only a feeling of extreme coldness and desolation. If anyone dares to look directly, you can even see that the stamens and petals of this sad flower are covered with a layer of ice crystals and hoarfrost. Click. It seemed as if something had cracked. It's like the sound of heartbreak. The albizia flowers in Zhao Liang's hands withered piece by piece. A biting chill escaped from them. In the blink of an eye, the entire space where she was frozen. Whether it was Su's Hongai in front of him or the 6 blood-red flying swords that penetrated the rainbow. Under the influence of the cold, his movements became sluggish. Of course, there was one person who was not affected. Of course it is Zhao Liang herself. Whether it's the dazzling brilliance or the coldness of everything frozen. As the master, she felt nothing. In fact, her true energy flows even more smoothly in this space. Taking one step forward, lotus flowers bloomed under the jade feet. Zhao Liang was just like that, just strolling in the courtyard. Passing over the sword formation formed by the blood-red swords. He came straight to the traitor Su's Hongai, and gently pushed forward with his bare hands. The sad flower in his hand flew straight towards Su's Hongai. Wherever he passed, ice crystal flowers bloomed, shining brightly under the white light. No. Why, I can't move. Su's Hongai was shocked and wanted to dodge. But I found that I don't know when. His body seemed to be frozen, extremely stiff. I can't avoid it at all. Man. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Yang Mi, my daughter catches ghosts. Scared millions of viewers. Author, Tianyi Madman. Chapter 116. Boom. A sound like a giant hammer beating a drum sounded, shaking the sky. Under the bombardment of the sad flower in Zhao Liang's hand, the traitor Su's Hongai's body was frozen. Like a kite with its string broken, it flew diagonally toward the ground. Rumble. After flying for thousands of meters, it was fully in mid-air. Su's Hongai's body showed no signs of slowing down and fell directly into the ground. All of a sudden, inside and outside the Great Wall, it was as if there was an earthquake, trembling and shaking constantly. And the location of the traitor Su's Hongai. It was as powerful as a small atomic bomb exploding. A mushroom-shaped dust smoke rose up. Damn it, Yingbao is awesome. Baguio is awesome, my goddess Zhao Liang is so awesome. Vulgar, you should be more refined upstairs. Goddess Zhao Liang is really poking a frog with a steel pipe, awesome. Why do you feel that this sad flower looks more awesome than the original version? Haha, so handsome. That big pig's hooves is really good to his woman. This is a big investment to reproduce Baguio for Yingbao. Otherwise, why do you think Zhao Liang, Bailu, and the others are still devoted to that damned pig's hoof even though they know about it? People really dote on women, right? Woohoo, I envy Yang Mi, I envy Dili Reba, I envy Lu Yifei, I envy Zhao Liang, I envy Bailu. Who wouldn't want a man like this? He must have strength, and he must be good in bed. Upstairs, I can understand the strength. But what the hell is bedly? Nonsense, who doesn't know what that big pig's trotters achieved in 2 hours? What are the achievements of the three heroines? Do you think it has bad strength? The traitor Su's Hongai, who was extremely powerful just now, was driven into the ground by Zhao Liang. The Chinese viewers in the live broadcast room, especially the fans of Zhao Liang, should not be too excited. Although the goddess was in trouble, she also became stronger. 873. It was precisely because of Zhao Liang's appearance that the situation on the battlefield was reversed again. The practitioners in China are a little helpless. What a situation! We have all played passionately for several times. Every time we want to go all out, a woman from Zhouyi, a brat, will pop out and save the battle. This happened twice. How many more women does this guy want? Can we come out together? It's very embarrassing for us old bones. It's impossible, this guy must have designed it deliberately. Of course, everyone is just thinking about it. That guy named Zhouyi is already very remarkable for being able to plan the future in this way, every step of the way, and everything is calculated. If it can be detailed to this level, is it still a human being? It's hard for gods to be like this. Puff. How can it be? What kind of evil magic weapon and attack is this? On the ground, the mushroom cloud-like dust and smoke gradually faded away. The traitor Su's Hongai crawled out of a deep, dark hole while vomiting blood. He is now very collapsed, very confused, and even a little scared. It can be said that he has just walked a circle on the road to hell. If it weren't for the moment when Zhao Liang's sad flowers hit her, Su's Hongai condensed the thick blood-colored mist around him on his chest. At this moment, he was probably dead long ago. And it might be the kind of death that involves being torn apart and with no bones left. The most important thing is, he probably hasn't read Zhu Xian or Qing Yunji, so he can't understand Albizia Bell and Sad Flower at all. It made him very confused and always called him evil and weird. You said again. Zhao Liang definitely has a love brain. So after hearing Su's Hongai criticize her beloved Albizia Bell and Sad Flower, still angry, she launched another attack. He pinched out a seal in his hand. The Albizia Bell tied around her waist gave off a melodious sound and flew straight into the air. Jingle bell, jingle bell. The soul-stirring ringtone kept ringing. It didn't sound like there was anything unusual. But slowly, everyone felt something was wrong. The spiritual energy of heaven and earth in this world began to tremble because of the sound of the bell. Then, one after another, the spiritual energy of heaven and earth seemed to be violent. Trying his best to move towards the small bell in the air. That scene is not too crazy. It was as if tens of thousands of tornadoes appeared out of thin air. It's just that these tornadoes are composed of the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. And under the crazy scrolling, they are pouring into the Albizia Bell in a steady stream. Jingle. As the seal in Zhao Liang's hand changed, the Albizia Bell rang again. Everyone heard it. And everyone saw it. That's right. Just see it. Because there is a huge sound wave visible to the naked eye. It flew out from the small acacia bell and continued to ripple downwards. It seems like it is. The legendary lion's roar has been filmed as substantial rings in some movies. Of course, it's the special effects in the movie. But the current sound wave is real and can be seen by hundreds of millions of people. Bang bang bang. Bang bang bang. The sonic ring is extremely fast. Wherever he passed, the heaven and earth collapsed, and chaos suddenly appeared. The traitor Su's Hongai, who just climbed out of the ground, is directly under this ring. What the hell is this? Why is it all me? I have never seen an attack method before. A Sun Kingdom. If you haven't shown your trump card yet, we all must die. Su's Hongai, whose face was covered with blood, roared angrily while maximizing the energy in his body. Around him, the blood-colored mist that had dimmed a lot became thicker again. And, not only that. That thick blood-colored mist unexpectedly, it slowly condensed and turned into a bloody armor on Su's Hongai's body. It wrapped him tightly from head to toe. And the 6 blood-red flying swords also came to Su's Hongai's body again. In front of them, they formed a soaring sword array. It can be seen that Su's Hongai is really scared. Although I can't understand what attack method Zhao Liang used. But this girl's fighting power is really strong and very powerful. It's so mysterious. Jingle bell. After Su's Hongai took all the precautions. The sound wave ring at the front happened to be in front of him. Ding ding, dang dang. The sword formation composed of 6 blood-red flying swords was the first to bear the brunt. But it didn't cause any obstruction at all, and was directly knocked away. Then, the first sound wave continued to fall. Dong dong, dong dong. The sound of the earth shaking was no weaker than before. And it's very rhythmic. It was as if this land had turned into a heavy bass sound system. Because of the impact of the sound wave ring, it made an extremely deep sound. Certainly. Not just sound, within the confines of that sonic circle. The land was directly compressed, and it was shortened by a full 3 to 4 meters. Puff. Puff puff. Even though he was wearing the armor made of blood-red mist, he was still using his whole body's energy to resist. Su's Hongai was still shocked and blood spurted out. There is no respite from change. The second sound wave ring comes again. Dong dong, dong dong. The Dottie subwoofer started playing music and dancing again. The extremely standard circular pothole just now, fell another 2 to 3 meters in an instant. This is already very remarkable. After all, the ground now seems to be being tamped down. It's getting more and more solid, getting harder and harder. Poof, poof. Puff 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 puff. Su's Hongai couldn't even stand. Lying directly in the center of the circular pit, his body was sunken into the soil in a human shape. The blood spurting from the mouth was more cheerful and rhythmic. It's like a human-shaped fountain. But instead of water, he sprayed blood. Many people were a little stunned. Is it possible that after taking the spirit-condensing blood pill, he can still produce blood continuously? This guy is so good at squirting. If you go to the hospital to donate blood, you can probably make a lot of money. Jingle bell. Su's Hongai staggered and just sat up. The third sonic ring has arrived as promised. Dong 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 dong. The Earth Pi subwoofer and everyone around seemed to be almost used to this rhythm. The center of the sonic circle. The ground dropped 1 meter again. Let's not say it. Su's Hongai, who swallowed the soul condensing blood pill, and the blood mist condensed on his armor, is really hard. An ordinary person would probably be reduced to a pulp under such heavy blows. And he's still not dead. Only this time, when the sonic ring arrived, he was sitting up. It was as if it was pressed directly into the ground by a powerful hydraulic press. At this time, only one of the traitor Su's Hongai's heads was left exposed, and his entire body was tamped into the soil. This can also be seen from this point. The ground here has reached its limit. There is even a circle of small mounds surrounding the ring. All it takes is another sonic ring. Then Su's Hongai will definitely not be able to bear it. After all, the bottom is very hard, and the top is also very hard. There is nowhere to let go of the strength. No matter how strong his blood-red armor is, it will also be squeezed and deformed. How could his head possibly be able to bear it? But just when the fourth sound wave ring was about to arrive, a sound suddenly sounded between heaven and earth, like Hongzhondalu's Buddha's call. And as this Buddha's call sounded, golden lotuses blossomed, suddenly appeared on the surface of the earth, protecting Su's Hongai inside. Buzz buzz. The sound wave ring is intertwined with the ground golden lotus. No one can do anything to defeat the other, they just cancel each other out. However, the atmosphere of the entire battlefield became a little strange. 0. Many people were stunned for a moment and even stopped attacking. Whether they are practitioners from Sakurajima Kingdom, practitioners from Bangsa Kingdom, practitioners from China, traders from northern Burma, etc. At this moment, everyone looked a little surprised and confused. But the most chaotic thing is the practitioners from Asin Kingdom. Just because, this Buddha's name comes from the leader of the practitioners in Asin Kingdom, Platani Kumar, as the birthplace of Buddhism and the hometown of Gautama Buddha. In the eyes of many live broadcast room viewers, there is nothing wrong with the people of Asin Kingdom practicing magic. And it should be very orthodox. After fighting for a long time, I didn't see anyone using Buddhism in the Asin Kingdom. On the contrary, there was a lot of Buddhist magic here in China. Some people have already been confused. Now I hear the leader of the three Naa kingdoms, Platani Kumar, reciting the Buddha's name. Others, especially the practitioners from Asin Kingdom, had extremely surprised expressions and actions. Many viewers in the live broadcast room were even more confused. What happened? What's wrong with people reciting a Buddha's name? But how would they know? Although Asin Kingdom is the birthplace of Buddhism, but the practitioners of Asin Kingdom include 70% of the people of Asin Kingdom. What he believes in is not Buddhism, but Kuriism. Predecessor, also known as Brahmanism. As we all know, Asin Kingdom is a country with extremely clear class status. For many years, there has been a social system based on blood theory. Your caste determines your identity and status. The first class is Brahmin, the second class is Kshatriya, the third class is Vaishya, and the fourth class is Sudra. Those outside these four classes are called untouchables, or Dalits. They are not even considered ordinary people, let alone human rights. Caste is hereditary and cannot be changed. It is closely related to your status, reputation, and even the occupations you can engage in. This is also one of the main ways to control political power in Asin Kingdom. But Buddhism, from the beginning, it was actually against Brahmanism. Promoting the equality of all living beings, the equality of men and women, and the theory of merit are completely contrary to Brahmanism, which is today's Kuri religion. However, at that time, he had the support of King Ashoka and King Kanishaka, and was supported by many untouchables. They just prospered for a while. After losing the emperor's protection, Buddhism's status in Asin Kingdom plummeted. Finally in 1203 AD, the Arabs who invaded the Asin Kingdom destroyed the last stronghold of Buddhism, Khaja Temple. Buddhism is also completely in Asin Kingdom, existing in name only. Even, they are privately called heretics by Brahmin believers, whether it is the secular political figures of Asin Kingdom or the first, second, third, and fourth caste groups. It is still the cultivation world of Asin Kingdom. There is only one belief, that is the Brahmanism of the past and the Kuri religion of today. Platani Kumar, as a leader in the spiritual practice community of Asin Kingdom. In fact, he is also the leader of the Kuri cult today. It should have been the most devout believer in the Kuri cult, but he secretly practiced Buddhism. Moreover, its Buddhist teachings are still his ultimate trump card. 1.5 The cultivation level is so profound that it is infinitely better than the Kuri cult. How can the followers of Kuri sect accept this? No wonder, everyone else has used all their cards. This Platani Kumar is reluctant to take action. Until Suzhongai vomited blood to the point where he was almost dry. He just had to take action. Of course, he didn't take action, but once he did, everyone was stunned. One is because this guy's dharma is so profound that it's beyond imagination. It turned out that just by reciting a Buddhist chant, golden lotuses surged from the ground, easily blocking Zhao Liying's sound wave ring attack. The second reason is naturally because this guy is the leader of the Kuri cult. The Brahmin's magic is actually not as powerful as the Buddhist magic that is practiced secretly. Doesn't it prove in disguise that Brahman is inferior to Buddhism? This is absolutely a devastating blow to the practitioners of a Sin kingdom and the senior leaders of the secular world in a Sin kingdom. Platani Kumar. You secretly practice heretical techniques. Pagan, oh my god, our leader is actually a pagan. Platani Kumar, you hide so deeply. But you should hide it completely. That's right. You now, suddenly used Buddhism. Let us teach Curry, how to gain a foothold in a Sin kingdom. It's a mess. Over there in a Sin kingdom, it's a complete mess. Some people are asking questions in Chinese, but most people don't care whether others understand or not. They are giggling, facing that Platani Kumar, just a slap in the face, spitting wildly. Those who know the situation know that this is the four forces, encircling and suppressing the Chinese cultivation world. Those who don't know, thought they were walking into a debate competition scene in the Asan kingdom. And it was still a large group of Asan, versus one Asan. Yang Mi, my daughter catches ghosts. Scared millions of viewers. Author, Tianyi Madman. Chapter 117. Damn it, why are the little Curries from Asan kingdom quarreling among themselves? It seems to be because of some pagan thing. Why did Buddhism become pagan? These people all believe in the Curry cult, and the leader is the leader of the Curry cult, but as soon as he recited the name of Buddha and went into battle, he asked you if you are a heretic. Haha, no way. Playing such a big game. The leader of the Curry cult secretly practices Buddhism. Damn it. Isn't Asan kingdom the birthplace of Buddhism? Didn't Tang Santang still go there to learn Buddhist scriptures? The place of birth is the place of birth, and pagans are also pagans. Moreover, in prehistoric mythology, the predecessor of Buddhism is still Western religion, turning a tiger into a Buddha. I don't care about the little Curries. I knew Zhao Liang was awesome and Baguio was awesome. Haha, the albizia bells and sad flowers are both too handsome. That's what I'm thinking. That damn big pig's trotters can be tailor-made for Zhao Liang and recreated in Baguio. Can you also help create other goddesses? Damn it. Your idea above is very bold, but I like it very much. Like shit. Every time a goddess is created, it means that the big pig's hoof has brought disaster to another one. Woo-hoo-hoo, I'm so heartbroken that I can't breathe. As long as our strength in China is strong enough, disaster will come. It's better than being bullied by these little bastards from abroad. Well, what you said makes sense, but I am speechless. But I am really envious and jealous. At this time, there were already 150 million people in the live broadcast room watching online at the same time. Come from various countries around the world. Of course, the main traffic still comes from the Chinese Dragon Kingdom, Sakura Kingdom, Bangsa Kingdom, and Asan Kingdom. On the one hand, it is because the battle here is closely related to them. On the other hand, there are also jet lag issues and so on. What is the scene like with 150 million people? It's simply not too confusing, and the barrage is impossible to read. Unless you use two screens, one for watching live broadcasts and one specifically for watching barrages. Or just read the comments section. Especially now, after Pratani Kumar, the leader of Asan Kingdom, recited Amitabha. The people in the Asan Kingdom in the live broadcast room were also discussing incessantly. Of course, there is no point in discussing what they don't discuss. There are still many practitioners on Site 04, who have more say. After all, in the world of spiritual practice, the weak eat the strong, and strength is respected. Unfortunately, the pagan they are talking about now is Platani Kumar. He seems to be the strongest and most powerful one. Amitabha. Facing the denunciation of the people of Asangwo Curry cult, Platani Kumar recited another Buddha's name. Obviously, they stopped pretending and had a complete showdown. And as this Buddha's name was recited, It turned into a series of chants. The sound of Mahayana Buddhism reached the ears of the Asan Kingdom curry cultivators. The noisy Asan Kingdom practitioners suddenly became quiet. It was not that they were quiet, but that they opened their mouths but could not make any sound. This scene made other practitioners, especially the practitioners of Chinese Buddhism, all look surprised. Platani Kumar's Buddhism seems to be beyond imagination. Amitabha, I feel ashamed to say that Buddhism originated from the three kingdoms of our country. After the ups and downs, we are in decline again in our Asan kingdom. On the contrary, it is Chinese Buddhism, whose incense is flourishing and its inheritance is everlasting. The last time the eight kingdoms entered China, many Buddhist classics were taken away by the spiritual community. I accidentally got a secret book of Chinese Buddhism in the hands of a certain Eagle Country practitioner. Originally I just wanted to read it for enlightenment. Never thought of getting out of control. Only by being addicted to Mahayana Buddhism did I achieve what I have achieved today. Speaking of which, it also has a cause and effect with China. Platani Kumar said loudly. Everyone was stunned. It turns out that this is what happened. This guy was also the beneficiary of the last time the monks from the 8 countries attacked China. This Buddhist Dharma actually came from practicing Chinese Buddhist scriptures. Before anyone could say anything else, Platani Kumar clasped his hands together and spoke again. It is precisely because of this relationship with China. I don't want to go on a killing spree today. If you Chinese are willing, hand those 2 little girls over to me. We will retreat immediately, leaving a glimmer of hope for your Chinese cultivation world. You know it without asking. The 2 little girls Platani Kumar mentioned are Joshi I and Joshi U. The forces from all directions originally came for these 2, partly because of their talents. On the other hand, it's because of the mysterious father behind them. As long as they have these 2 little girls in their hands, they believe that the man named Zhou Yi will definitely obey. Wishful thinking. Even if we are all dead, it is impossible to use 2 children as bargaining chips. Sure enough, the wild monk who became a monk on the way was full of benevolence, righteousness, and morality, like Amitabha. What he did was such a filthy and casual thing. I really don't know how you have the nerve to learn from our Chinese Buddhism. No, what you call Buddhism may have been founded by the reincarnations of our Chinese sages. Amitabha, please don't call him a wild monk. We Buddhists don't recognize it. Many practitioners in China couldn't help but curse when they heard the other party's request. Especially Buddhist practitioners such as Shaolin Temple were angry and ashamed at this moment. The anger was, the monks from the 8 kingdoms invaded China and abducted the Buddhists. Things about many classics. It's shameful that, so many Buddhist practitioners were surpassed by a little curry. As for Zhao Liying, she didn't say anything. She directly expressed her attitude with actions. Slender jade fingers pinch out the seal and strike it on the acacia bell in mid-air. Jingle bell. The sound wave ring reappeared, bombarding Suze Hongai who had just crawled out below. Suze Hongai, who was covered in blood, almost exploded on the spot without any energy. If you express your stance, express your stance. Can someone else fight? The one who is talking now, how is Platani Kumar from Asan Kingdom? Why are you still coming for me? Amitabha. Platani Kumar saw that Zhao Liying was about to take action again. There was also some anger in his expression. The Buddha's name turned into a golden lotus again, wrapping Suze Hongai in it. At the same time, Platani Kumar was in mid-air. Middle, sitting cross-legged. Since you are unwilling to resolve this matter peacefully, then, I can only respond to violence with violence. After saying these words, he clasped his hands together. He started chattering incessantly. He seemed to be reciting scriptures. In an instant, golden characters flew out of Platani Kumar's mouth one by one. Every character, all turned into a golden light, condensing behind him. Finally, A huge Buddha shadow thousands of meters high, like a majestic mountain, appeared behind Platini Kumar. This Buddha shadow, wearing a 5 Buddha crowns, wearing golden cassocks. Under the seat is a 4-story lotus platform, with 27 lotus petals on each floor, a total of 108 petals. My Buddha is compassionate. Suppress me. Platini Kumar said while facing the direction of Zhao Liang. Yao Yao raised an arm. And as his arm was raised, the huge Buddha seal thousands of meters behind him also raised. He pulled out a Buddha's palm. It looked like the legendary 5 Fingers Mountain. It suppressed Zhao Liang head on. What the hell? Zhao Liang scolded and took back the albizia bell. All the true energy gathered on the sad flowers in the fingers. The small sad flowers swelled in the wind. In the blink of an eye, it was already hundreds of meters in size. But in front of that huge Buddha palm, it's still not enough. Not to mention Zhao Liang herself, under that huge Buddha palm, she is even more insignificant. Boom! The Buddha's palm and the sad flower collide together. An even stronger trembling sound came than before. In the sky, golden and milky white brilliance flourished, each occupying a piece of the sky. And after the glory dissipated, the golden shadow of the Buddha's palm has dissipated. The milky white sad flower has returned to its original form. As for Zhao Liang herself, it was blown away by the huge air current. It flew hundreds of meters before stopping and steadying itself. This scene made the Chinese cultivators and the audience in the live broadcast room, couldn't help but feel cold in their hearts. Why does it look wrong? This little curry from a Sun kingdom has transformed from a curry cult into a wild monk. So strong? Above innateness. So possible. Platini Kumar, in the practice of Buddhism, actually broke through the realm above the innate. Master Kong Yunsheng from China, as the leader of the entire Chinese cultivation world, is also the person with the highest cultivation level. He immediately discovered something was wrong. What's the meaning? Has this wild monk also achieved innate combat power? Zhang Jiwei, the master of Tianji Mansion in Longhu Mountain, after hearing what Mr. Kong said, his expression changed slightly and he said, "No. Not innate combat power. Rather, it is a realm above the innate. The 2 daughters-in-law of Zhou Yi are still in the innate realm, but their combat power is far beyond ordinary innate ones. We call it a combat power comparable to that of innate ones. But the methods used by Platini Kumar just now? It is definitely not something that can be controlled by the innate realm. In other words, he may have broken through the innate realm and reached a higher realm. It is precisely because of this that Zhou Yi's new little wife is a bit unbearable. After all, she only has a combat power comparable to that of an innate person, but there is still some gap between her and the true innate state." After Mr. Kong's words came out, everyone around him looked extremely serious. A realm above the innate world? Since the last time the Daxuan sect was opened, hasn't anyone touched it? How come this monk has become a monk halfway? Wild monk, but achieved it? Amitba. Donor Kong, indeed, he has a keen eye for pearls. After I studied that Chinese Buddhist scripture, I combined it with all my previous insights. It has indeed reached a state above the innate world. It's strange to say. This Buddhist classic has been passed down in China for a long time. It stands to reason that there should be people who have been able to cultivate to the level of innateness for a long time. But for some reason, this person has not appeared in China for a long time. Instead, I missed him. After it was completely ruined, Platini Kumar even started to speak in a nondescript manner. Sometimes it was serious language, and sometimes it was Buddhist language. Of course. No one cares about this at all now. They are all shocked. Regarding the issue of Platini Kumar's realm, this person turned out to be at a realm above the innate. This is undoubtedly making things worse for China, which is already weak. In addition, The Buddhist practitioners in China, even more embarrassed and ashamed. Shameful. Really shameful. As Platini Kumar said. The Chinese Buddhist scriptures he practiced have been in China for so many years, but no one can understand it. A realm above innateness. Doesn't it mean that so many people in Chinese Buddhism can't match this guy's talent and ability? He. It's just a step into the realm of breaking the delusion, and it's still the beginning of the realm of breaking the delusion. What's there to show off? The reason why China is unable to cultivate beyond the realm of Pohuang is simply because the last time the great mysterious gate was opened, this place and the monks here were all cursed. I really thought it was because of how talented you are and how strong your bones are. Zhao Liang, who had not spoken much, seemed to be a little bit unable to bear it. She said quietly from the side. For a moment, everyone's eyes were focused on it. Platini Kumar can become a genius. Realm, everyone was shocked and unbelievable. But the amount of information in Zhao Liang's words was what shocked everyone even more. The amount of information seemed to be a bit big for 907. The realm of breaking the delusion? It turns out that the one above the innate is actually the realm of breaking the delusion. Realm. Since the last time the Daxuan sect was opened and the inheritance was cut off, people can be said to know nothing about the realm above the innate. Otherwise, they would not keep saying that it is above the innate. Unexpectedly, Zhao Liang actually knows the name of this realm. She knows without asking, it must be the man named Zhou Yi who told her. But how did that guy know? How much does he know? Besides, Zhao Liang said that the reason why Huaxia can't cultivate beyond the innate world, that is, to break the delusion realm. It's because after the Daxuan sect was opened last time, Huaxia and the monks of Huaxia were cursed. What kind of big secret is this? Ah! No wonder, since the Great Suanmen was opened in the pre-Qin dynasty. China, as a cultivator, has orthodox origins. Various kung fu books, obviously the largest and most detailed, have been going downhill. In the end, it was even more, being overtaken by foreign countries one after another. It was even robbed by monks from 8 countries. It became an indelible shame in the hearts of many practitioners in China. It turned out to be because of the curse. Last time, the great Suanmen in the pre-Qin era turned on. What happened, and who turned China into a cursed place? Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! What did I hear? China is actually cursed. Let me just say it. Our Chinese dragon kingdom cannot be so weak. Someone actually cursed us. Whoever is riding the horse is the one who wants to destroy our Chinese heritage. Jealousy is causing trouble. The only blame is that we in China were too strong and excellent back then. Speaking of which, I'm lucky to have that damn big pig's hooves. Otherwise, China seems to be really going to be destroyed. Damn it, think about it. The reason why China has been able to survive until now is all because of that guy's daughter and woman. Brothers, don't be too optimistic. Have you forgotten that this wild monk is in the innate realm of Poluan, and his strength seems to be stronger than the goddess Yingbao? Grass. What to do? Let's have another goddess transformation. Zhou Yi, you big pig's hoof, don't let me down. Are there any women left? So capable, you should still have it, right? Can you come to a state of delusion? Upstairs, although your idea is fine, it still feels like something is weird. I'm afraid it's a bit difficult to break through the realm of delusion. Otherwise, that big pig's hooves, should have mentioned Bai Lu and Zhao Liang to the realm of breaking the delusion long ago. If quality is not enough, quantity is better. There are quite a lot of goddesses in the entertainment industry, so let the goddesses come more fiercely. The audience in the live broadcast room was talking a lot. Just talking and talking, the style of painting began to deviate again. From the beginning, they hated that big pig's hoof for occupying and playing with so many of their goddesses. And now. But they hope, that Big Pig's hooves will play with you more. Yang Mi, my daughter catches ghosts. Scared millions of viewers. Author, Tianyi Madman. Chapter 118. Amitabha. It turns out that the place above the innate world is called the realm of breaking the delusion. I have learned a lesson. It seems that Mr. Joe, who is behind the female benefactor, has a deep understanding of the secrets of ancient times. In this way, I am even more interested in him. People related to him will definitely be treated as guests if they follow me. Zhao Liang cursed secretly. Platini Kumar, who was becoming more and more like a monk, no longer had the anger before. But in his words, his intention was more obvious and firm. He not only wanted to Zhou Xi and Zhou Xia were taken away, and even the women of Zhou Yi wanted to be taken back. On the one hand, they wanted to find out more about the secrets of the ancient times. On the other hand, they were naturally used as a threat to let Zhou Yi, who only has one name so far, show up. He. There are many people interested in my husband-in-law. And they are all top-notch beauties. You are a nondescript guy, who do you think you are? Zhao Liang heard Platini Kumar's intention and said angrily. It was a bit enjoyable and a bit messy for everyone to listen. Zhao Xiaodao's nickname is indeed well deserved. It's just, you take one bite at a time, my husband, yet he said that he is surrounded by top beauties. It always feels weird. Is he so generous? No wonder that Big Pig's hooves, one after another. Platini Kumar heard this. I wanted to say something. But I was interrupted by a voice in the distance. Ah! Mr. Platini Kumar. Stop talking nonsense with them and take action quickly. I can't bear it anymore. It is the Emperor Rajan of Sakurajima province who is fused with Yamata no Orokai. In the past, he relied on his own advantages and his unscrupulousness in China. Bai Lu was caught off guard. Later, the addition of Su's Hongai gave him hope of victory. But who would have thought? Another one appeared unexpectedly, Zhao Liang. Beat that Su's Hongai into a dog, the most important thing is. Without Su's Hongai's help, his side is also gradually showing signs of decline. Especially under Bai Lu's deliberate guidance. The battlefield between the two has gradually moved away from the crowd. This time it's even more remarkable. Bai Lu, who was not worried about hurting innocent people, completely let go of her strength, and started to press him to the ground and rub him. Originally, he was fused with a body as huge as Yamata no Orokai, and he was extremely proud and extremely satisfied. But he found that his huge body was simply a living target. He was beaten up and down, and he couldn't even hide away. 6 of the 8 smugglers were severely beaten and bruised, and 3 of their eyes were poked out. It was simply too horrible to watch. If not, with his dignity as the Emperor of Sakurajima Kingdom, how could he be embarrassed to ask for help from others? While he was speaking, the jade scimitar in Bai Lu's hand, with a ray of light, struck at one of his snake heads again. Emperor Ling Yuan was extremely distressed, but he could only bite the bullet and fight. The next blow came. I'm afraid another smuggler is about to take advantage. Amitabha. Hearing Emperor Rajan's cry for help, Platini Kumar's true energy flowed between his mouth and nose, and he recited the Buddha's name. Amitabha. The huge Buddha figure behind him also started to recite. In an instant, this world seemed to have become a paradise for all living beings. Everyone had a feeling of blessed souls. Bai Lu's attack also slowed down slightly. Emperor Lingyu took the opportunity to hide away. Your opponent is me. Zhao Liang couldn't help but feel a little annoyed when she saw that Platini Kumar actually had the heart to help others. The sad flower in her hand flickered, ice crystals condensed around him. The spiritual energy of the surrounding world gathered crazily. Come! In the blink of an eye, a small iceberg was formed. It rotated and hit the position of Platini Kumar. The iceberg was only a few dozen meters high at first. Although it was fierce, but in front of the thousands-meter-high Buddha image, it was obviously not enough to see. But that was just the beginning. As more and more spiritual energy from heaven and earth was poured into it, the size of the iceberg was also growing crazily, from tens of meters, to hundreds of meters, to hundreds of meters, and then to thousands of meters. Suddenly, the surrounding temperature dropped sharply. Everyone seemed to be in an extremely cold place in the north. Above the ground, it was covered with white frost. Around the glacier, even the air condensed into icy flowers, flying around the glacier. That picture was not too shocking. After all, who has ever seen an iceberg thousands of meters high in the air? Flying fast. Boom! The huge crystal-clear iceberg collided with the golden Buddha shadow. Let many people have seeds. The sight of a comet hitting the earth, the whole ground shook violently. In the sky, the ice crystals from the broken iceberg were densely packed and scattered in all directions like a goddess scattering flowers. Even the Buddha's shadow, which was thousands of meters tall, could not withstand such an impact. After a sensation, it turned into dots of golden light. It's over? Zhao Liang actually used an iceberg to solve the huge golden Buddha shadow? Everyone was in disbelief. After all, everyone was saying just now that Platini Kumar is an innately powerful person in the delusion realm. Zhao Liang is only in the Xiantian realm. Even if her combat power is comparable to that of the Pohuang realm, she cannot be so relaxed. She must succeed in the challenge by skipping a level. Amitabha. The female donor is really strong. The true energy in the body is far more pure than practitioners like us. These two attack magic weapons are not ordinary things. I am afraid they are at the level of spiritual treasures. But, female donor, you are like a girl. This Buddha's shadow is just one of Lao Na's tricks. Even if it is broken, I can easily condense it again. And the attack you just made, female donor, consumed a huge amount of energy. I'm afraid I won't be able to recover in a short period of time. Platini Kumar said, forming a Buddha seal in his hand. The broken golden light spots in the sky unexpectedly reunited and turned into the thousands-meter-long Buddha shadow. It was as if there had never been a Buddha. It looked like it had been broken. There were only ice flakes flying in the sky and melting ice crystals scattered on the ground. There were still traces of the battle just now. This scene made countless people feel their hearts sink. Even if they were right in the world of cultivation, ordinary people with no concept. At this time, they also realized how big the gap is between the innate realm and the innate realm of breaking the delusion. It was only with such a fierce blow from Zhao Liang that the huge golden Buddha seal was defeated. Unexpectedly, this guy was summoned again easily. How could he fight like this? True chi recovery is slow. That's your problem. How could this girl lack true energy? Zhao Liang said, the sad flower ring in her hand flashed slightly. In an instant, more than a dozen top-quality spiritual stones appeared in her hand. Under the flash of light, the spiritual stones slowly became smaller at a speed visible to the naked eye. They all turned into one said, the extremely pure spiritual energy of heaven and earth was integrated into Zhao Liang's body. In just a few breaths, more than a dozen top-quality spiritual stones disappeared. Zhao Liang's whole body also became radiant, as if she had been reborn. This scene. It made the practitioners around me feel itching to watch. It was so bullying. You actually used the best spirit stone to restore your true energy, just like eating and drinking water? It's amazing to have the best spirit stone. Okay, you really amazing. I don't believe it anymore. If I can't beat you once, I'll beat you twice. If I can't beat him twice, I'll beat him 5 times or 10 times. I have so many top-quality spiritual stones that my husband-in-law left me a spiritual vein. Zhao Liang snorted with some sullenness. Now, let alone the practitioners of Sakurajima Kingdom and Asan Kingdom Bangsa Kingdom. Even the practitioners of China's own family are envious and jealous, that man named Zhou Yi gave this Zhao Liang a spiritual vein? What kind of concept is this? It is not an exaggeration to say that it is inexhaustible. Moreover, according to that guy, would you only give yourself a woman's peeing ability? Obviously, Bai Lu also has it. Dili Riba, Yang Mi, and Lu Yifei and the others. Even if it doesn't happen now, it will definitely happen in the future. In one moment, I don't know how much practice, or, I just feel like my head is buzzing. Could it be that all the resources in this world have been obtained? Shouldn't it be so exaggerated? America, Las Vegas, hidden in the desert inside the mysterious cathedral. A large group of practitioners headed by the Red Archbishop. They were paying close attention to this battle. They had already been shocked once when Bai Lu came out. Later, when Zhao Liang came out, they were shocked for the second time. But on those two occasions, although they were shocked, they were also able to control their emotions. After all, that man's daughter can be so powerful. How could his woman be just another person? And now, I heard Zhao Liang say that the man gave her a spiritual vein. The hundreds of practitioners in the entire cathedral were completely unable to sit still. That is a spiritual vein. You know, the practitioners in our entire world don't even have a top-grade spiritual stone. Those broken into small pieces were carefully offered as treasures. I just think that one day, if there is an unexpected need, I may be able to use it to break through the realm. This guy can send out a spiritual vein at will? And I don't know how many of them I have in my hand. If this comes into our hands, just anyone, I'm afraid they can all break through the innate realm and reach the realm called breaking the delusion realm, or even higher. No. No matter what the cost, we must seize the spiritual veins. That's right. Even if the man doesn't come forward, this woman must be taken down. Don't wait and see, let's take action too. Yes, Archbishop. How long do we have to wait? Maybe that man really isn't here? Let's grab it first. When we all advance to the level above Xiantian, what will happen even if that man comes back? Practitioners from various countries and colors. They were all eager to try and suggested to the Red Archbishop. Of course they knew what the Red Archbishop was worried about. The mysterious man named Zhou Yi has not shown his face until now. Do NT leave? They are talking about themselves. Even the Chinese side seems to know him only by a name. As for his appearance, the Chinese side probably knows it, but I have definitely never seen it. This recent series of events. Something is obviously wrong. And it was broadcast live all over the world. Anyone will doubt whether the man named Zhou Yi is plotting something secretly. It is even possible that all of this is a bait he deliberately throws, just waiting for everyone to take the bait. But that is a spiritual vein. The best spiritual stone, how can everyone bear it? A spiritual vein that continuously produces spiritual energy and spiritual stones. Who can bear it? Even if that man is really hiding in the dark place. Can we resist the temptation of spiritual veins? We will have to fight sooner or later. If we fight now, the chance of winning may be greater. Otherwise, with the speed of these people's cultivation, coupled with the assistance of top-quality spiritual stones, if China is given another period of time, it will probably be more difficult to deal with. Faced with everyone's suggestions, the Red Archbishop chose to close his eyes and meditate. Of course he also thought of what everyone thought of. It's just that he couldn't make up his mind yet. How long have you lived? Years ago, he didn't know what was wrong with him. I have never been so indecisive. The last time the monks from the 8 kingdoms marched into China, he was the one who took the lead. At that time, China was much more powerful than it is now. He had no scruples. But now, because of that, I only know a man with one name. But he hesitated. Just when he was about to make a decision, various thoughts flashed through his mind. On the big screen, the war situation in China has changed. Ah! My head. Emperor Raijan's howl of ghosts and wolves was heard. Everyone followed the sound, and saw that the original Yamata no Orokai should now be renamed Nanamai no Orokai. One of it, a snake head as huge as a mountain. At this time, it had been cut off. It fell to the ground with a rumble. A big pit was created, and a cloud of dust and smoke was thrown up. You knew without asking that it must be Bailu who did it. At this time, Na was standing with the broken snake head. Above, a jade bracelet on Hao's wrist flickered slightly. The huge snake head disappeared directly on the spot. This is a great tonic. Although I find it disgusting, you can take it home and feed it to your dog. Shiro said, minding his own business. Everyone was ashamed. Taking the head of the Yamata no Orokai from the myth and legend of Sakurajima Kingdom and feeding it to the dogs. In this world, you, Shiro, are probably the only ones who can do it. Others, I can't even think about it. Sister Liang. Let me help you. Deal with this fake wild monk first. Although she cut off one of the heads of the Yamata no Orokai, Bailu was not reluctant to fight. Because she knew very well, that it would be very difficult to kill this behemoth completely. And the battle situation on Zhao Liang's side was not optimistic. Even if she the smelly man gave her tailor-made acacia bells and sad flowers, as well as a large number of top-quality spiritual stones and even spiritual veins. But after all, she was only in an innate state. She faced a state of delusion alone. It's too dangerous. The Yamata no Orokai here happened to be seriously injured by me. The best way to deal with the little curry from a Sun kingdom is to work together first. Good. Zhao Liang didn't show off, and agreed simply. The two quickly gathered together, all of a sudden. I don't know how many men looked at it in a daze, or even drooled. Bailu is dressed in colorful clouds, with golden auspicious clouds under her feet. Just like the mysterious goddess from the 9 heavens descending into the mortal world. Zhao Liang wore an emerald green dress, perfectly replicating the image of the Baguio fairy. She is absolutely beautiful from head to toe. Including the pair of bare jade feet. They are all like gifts from the Creator, so exquisite that they cannot be more exquisite. Such two fairies. Don't be too surprised, who can hold it in your arms, blaspheme, and play with it at will. It's that big pig's hoof. And he has more than just one. These two belong to him. No, it's not just these two, there are two more below. Moreover, even the fairy sister Lu Yifei was not present. What kind of virtue and ability does that guy have? Did he really save the galaxy and even the universe in his previous life? And saved, more than once? Crazy again. I don't know how many men are completely crazy with envy. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Yang Mi, my daughter catches ghosts. Scared millions of viewers. Author, Tianyi Madman. Chapter 119. Rumble. In front of Bailu, there is a green sword light rising into the sky, like the Milky Way upside down, hanging in the sky. Jingle bell. In front of Zhao Liang, tornadoes formed by the spiritual energy of heaven and earth were driving the acacia bells crazily. Almost at the same time, both of them launched their strongest attack. The turquoise sword light, urged by Bailu, slashed towards Platini Kumar's body. The sound wave ring formed by the Albizia bells was aimed at the huge golden Buddha shadow behind Platini Kumar. Amitba. Facing the cooperation between Bailu and Zhao Liang, Platini Kumar was neither happy nor sad. After reciting a Buddha's name, he clasped his hands together and pushed forward suddenly. The golden Buddha shadow behind him also did the same thing. Actions. Ouch. Ouch! Two huge five-clawed golden dragon shadows flew from the palms of the golden Buddha shadow. Baring his teeth and claws, he faced the attacks of Bailu and Zhao Liang. At the same time, Platini Kumar muttered again and began to read scriptures. Under the surge of golden characters one by one, bless the entire body of the two giant dragon shadows. In an instant, the originally illusory figure of the five-clawed golden dragon gradually began to stare. It's so detailed that even the dragon scales on its body are clearly visible. Rumble! Rumble! The green sword light, the sound wave ring visible to the naked eye, and the two golden five-clawed dragons collided together. I don't know how many times this world began to tremble violently. In mid-air, energy of various colors bloomed wantonly. Compared to the Chinese New Year and festivals, the fireworks all over the sky are no less impressive. It's just that, people at this time have no intention of appreciating this beautiful scenery. Zhao Liang and Bailu were both knocked away. This result made countless people's hearts sink. Especially the Chinese practitioners, Mr. Kong Yunzhong and others, their expressions became extremely ugly. How strong are Bailu and Zhao Liang? They all know it very well. These innate conditions of my own can be said to be irrelevant. Even if they join forces, they may not be able to defeat one of them. And the two of them join forces. But he lost to Platini Kumar of the three countries of Na and Afghanistan. The strength of the other party is simply beyond imagination. Two female donors. One level of realm, one level of heaven. Even if you two are the strongest in the innate realm. But it's not the true innate superiority, breaking the realm of delusion. So, listen to my advice. Just surrender and capture him. To avoid unnecessary casualties. Platini Kumar, acting like a virtuous monk again, began to admonish Bailu and Zhao Liang. Haha, what an idiot. Innately amazing. We just don't have time. That is. As long as we are given another day or two, we can break through to the innate realm. It is the realm of breaking the delusion. Zhao Liang and Bailu replied unceremoniously. At the same time, the two of them took out a lot of top-quality spiritual stones at the same time, ready to absorb them. There was no way. They both used their full strength to attack just now. Every time I come down, I feel like my body has been hollowed out. It's exactly like the state I woke up the next day after serving that stinky man all night. This is the only way to recover quickly. This scene makes me wonder again. How many cultivators are suffering from physical pain? The best spiritual stones are really free of charge in your hands. You must know that this is a treasure that allows cultivators to have a chance to break through the realm. You are only using it to restore the lost spiritual stones. Gee, what a waste. But everyone just can't stand it, so they can't really fight for it. Even though these two girls suffered defeats from the wild monks of a Sun kingdom. But how strong are they? Strong, everyone has seen it. Will anyone dare to go up to seek death? Not to mention. Really. Emperor Rajan of Sakurajima Kingdom, and Suz Hongai, the traitor in northern Myanmar. They took action at the same time. Just now, both of them, they were tortured to death by Zhao Liang and Bailu, and they have long held grudges in their hearts. If Platini Kumar hadn't suddenly turned into a wild monk who broke the realm of delusion, they would have been dead by now. Especially its Suz Hongai. It can be said that he was on the edge of life and death just now, wandering twice in a row. If it weren't for the little curry from a Sun kingdom, Zhao Liang would have been smashed into a puddle of meat at this time. Can the two of them not be angry? Very angry. So when Bailu and Zhao Liang were fighting that Platini Kumar, the two guys communicated secretly while adjusting their breath and recovering. In the end, the two made up their mind. Sneak attack. They can also all think that in the case of cross-level challenges, relying on their own many top-quality spiritual stones, Bailu and Zhao Liang must give their best when fighting Platini Kumar. and the moment they had just finished fighting. During the few breaths of time when they were preparing to use the best spirit stones to restore their true energy, it was the best time for their sneak attack. Everything was exactly as they imagined. Bai Lu and Zhao Liang gave their all. The full blow did not bring any benefits. It also used up all the energy in the body. At this moment, the two of them took action at the same time. Once they took action, it was their strongest killing move. Emperor Lingyuan's 7 snake heads spewed out various energies at the same time. Like laser cannons, they launched an indiscriminate strafing attack at the location of Bai Lu and Zhao Liang. Su's Honggai's 6 flying swords were blood red. The light circulated to the extreme. Even the thick blood-colored mist on his body was forcibly attached to the flying sword by him, just to make his attack reach the most powerful state, so that he could kill with one blow. Rumble. Crackling. Laser cannons were filled with all kinds of energy, as if the sky and the earth were being wiped out. He he he. The 6 blood-red flying swords were so fast that only after images could be seen, piercing the bodies of Zhao Liang and Bai Lu respectively. This sudden change. It scared everyone silly. Whether it is the practitioners at the scene or Yang Mi, Diliriba, and others. Or it could be practitioners or ordinary viewers in the live broadcast room. At this moment, everyone was so frightened that they held their breath and stopped their heartbeats. They all know it. If it were normal, the attacks of these two little bastards would be nothing in the eyes of Zhao Liang and Bai Lu. After all, they had just fought. Zhao Liang and Bai Lu stepped on the ground and rubbed her for a long time. If it weren't for that wild monk, they would have been killed long ago. But now, this is not normal. Bai Lu and Zhao Liang were both in a state of exhaustion at this moment. The true energy in the body is exhausted. Forget about fighting back. Even escaping is absolutely impossible. But the next moment, everyone realized that they were worried for nothing. Bai Lu and Zhao Liang faced the sneak attack of Emperor Lingyuan and Su's Hongai. Didn't take it seriously at all. He didn't even look at it, he was still minding his own business, absorbing the top quality spiritual stones in his hands. It's just, the clothes of the two people have actually changed. The colorful neon clothes on Bai Lu's body bloomed with rays of light. A circular 7-colored shield was formed, covering her whole body. And Zhao Liang's turquoise dress looks even more gorgeous. Just like a transformer, the crackling movements were as fierce as a tiger. Finally, it turned into a green jade armor, wrapping Zhao Liang's whole body tightly. And because this armor is very domineering and mighty, it makes Zhao Liang look like a female general, majestic. Rumble. Emperor Raizhan controls the Yamata no Orokai to emit various energy waves. It exploded around Bai Lu and Zhao Liang, but it didn't even damage a single hair of either of them. On the contrary, many practitioners from Sakurajima Kingdom and Bangsa Kingdom were hit by the aftermath of the storm and were thrown away. Because at this time, Bai Lu and Zhao Liang were located closest to these two forces. This was also done on purpose by them to avoid affecting innocent people and the Great Wall. Ding ding, ding ding, ding ding. The 6 bloody flying swords, which were as fast as a thunderous dragon, followed closely behind and pierced Bai Lu and Zhao Liang's bodies. Bai Lu's 7-colored light shield flickered for a moment, and then the 3 flying swords flew away. The green armor on Zhao Liang's body is even more ruthless. After all, it's a head-on confrontation. Click, click, cha. The 3 flying swords were directly shattered by Zhao Liang's green armor. Puff, AB. Su's Hongai, who was seriously injured, turned into a human fountain again due to the backlash, with blood foaming from his mouth. Emperor Raizhan was not much better. The body of Yamata no Orokai, who had just been backlashed, was blurred, revealing his body. At this time, he still had a katana stuck in his abdomen, and he was bleeding continuously. Blood was also bleeding from the corners of his mouth, eyes, ears, and nose, and he looked extremely terrifying. I said, "Are you stupid?" I experimented from the beginning and said, "This dress is enough for me to walk sideways in this world. Are you still engaging in sneak attacks?" Bai Lu said with some sneer. "What my husband told me is that the clothes I am wearing are considered to be in a state of delusion. Even those in the concentration realm or even the void realm cannot even think of breaking through the defense. You two are in the Xiantian realm, and one of you is disabled and the other is seriously injured. Have you overestimated your own strength?" Zhao Liang also spoke up. She still showed her strength stably. Zhao Xiaodao's strength. Puff. Puff. Emperor Lingyu and Su's Hongai spit out a mouthful of blood at the same time. Bullying, really bullying. We are obviously sneak attackers. Why were we the ones injured in the end? The point is, it's okay to be physically injured. These two little girls actually sang together, one attacking and the other finishing. Doubt our intelligence. The key is, they are still unable to refute. I feel so regretful that I want to die. How could I forget, in all my calculations, that these two women have thick thighs behind them? No, these are thick thighs. These are simply golden thighs, diamond thighs. No wonder they didn't panic at all. With such a defensive artifact, do you still need to panic? No communication is required at all. Emperor Lingyuan and Su's Hongai turned around and ran away. Afraid of Bailu and Zhao Liang, they would get angry and fight back against them, but they forgot. Although the two of them were the sneak attackers, Bailu and Zhao Liang were the ones being attacked. But he is not angry, let alone angry. Because both physically and mentally. It was both of them who were injured. Haha, I was laughing so hard. These two silly dogs, are so silly and naive. I don't want to laugh in such a serious situation. But I really can't help it. It was the first time I saw such a failed attacker. It's okay to be shocked to the point of vomiting blood, but also to be questioned about one's IQ and be so angry that to vomit blood. Can only say. That damn big pig's hoof is really good to women. This gives Bailu and Zhao Liang absolute defense. Just now, Zhao Liang broke another big news in the world of cultivation. It turns out that there are so many realms beyond innateness. Breaking the illusion, concentrating the mind, void, I don't know what kind of state that big pig's hooves will be. I feel focused. You have to be better than that wild monk no matter what. No, no, no. It should be more than that. I'm afraid it's the void realm. Am I the only one who feels that that man, may be a god? Ah! Don't be too outrageous. It's not enough that he is a cultivator, but he has directly become a god. I also feel that it may not just be the void realm. Don't forget, he said that the armor on Zhao Liang could not break through the defense even in the void realm. He can refine such a treasure, he is definitely above the void realm. Even if he is not a god, he is definitely far beyond the void. I am invincible below the immortals, but one for one above the immortals. Upstairs. Don't be too outrageous, it's like a novel brought into reality. Outrageous? I feel like I'm still too conservative. Maybe, he's stronger than the immortal. Crazy, you are absolutely crazy. Even crazier than those two stupid old bastards. The online viewers in the live broadcast room started to have all kinds of imagination again. There is no way, that guy named Zhou Yi. He hasn't shown up yet, and it always seems like he is holding back his big move. Everyone is very curious, I am also very much looking forward to it. What Zhao Liang said just now, also made all the practitioners increase their knowledge again. As old antiques who have been practicing for many years, they are all a little ashamed. Obviously they should be the seniors. How come I don't even know what the level of innate IQ is? On the contrary, others, a girl in her 20s, know a lot. Of course. There are two people who have no time to care about this now. Emperor Rajan and Su's Hongai. They are running away desperately. They couldn't beat them in the first place. Now they are seriously injured by the backlash. If they don't run away, they will definitely have to wait for death. Emperor Rajan ran very fast. Dragging the mutilated the body of a giant snake ran thousands of meters without looking back. He wished he could cut off a few more heads to reduce resistance and gravity. Su's Hongai was even more exciting. The old disease in his body was triggered, and he was still in the state of a human fountain. But life is more important now than he can care about so much. So he continued to vomit blood while flying in the air. The beautiful scenery was simply too exciting. It made everyone look stupid. He ran past it thousands of meters away. The two people finally stopped. When they looked back, the two people were stunned. They were not angry at all and did not chase them. This made them relieved. They also felt like being insulted again. What is the situation? Do you look down on us so much? Are you too lazy to chase us? After living for so many years, have we ever been so despised? And just when the two of us were thinking a lot and making all kinds of slander, suddenly, in the sky, it flickered. At first, the two of them didn't take it too seriously. But the next moment, the two of them only felt a chill coming. And it was the kind of chill that chilled them from head to toe. This feeling has been felt since they stepped in after being born. They have never experienced it again. Chi-la. After a soft sound. The chill is gone. The two of them looked at me and I looked at you, neither of them knew what was going on. Until Yamata no Orikai's huge body suddenly separated neatly from the middle. Including Emperor Rajan, who was in it, also slowly cracked from the middle. The eyes of the two people were frozen. Yang Mi, my daughter catches ghosts. Scared millions of viewers. Author, Tianyi Madman. Chapter 120. Damn it! What just happened? How was Yamata no Orikai cut open? Not only Yamata no Orikai, but Emperor Rajan inside seems to be dead. Just as a light flashed through, Yamata no Orikai split open. I saw it too. It should be the sword gleam. Who cut out the sword gleam? It's so awesome. Such a huge thing could be cut in two with one knife. Yes. Bai Lu fought fiercely for a long time before, but only cut off a snake head. Is this the arrival of someone stronger than Bai Lu? There is no way to compare this. When Shiro just took action, Yamata no Orikai and Emperor Rajan were in their strongest state. Yeah. At this time, Yamata no Orikai has been injured and exhausted, so it should be easier to kill. But being able to kill him instantly with one sword is still very awesome. She's not another goddess. Damn it, this big pig's hooves is going to end. I've become numb with envy, jealousy, and hatred. It looks like, I'm afraid it really is. Forget it, I won't say anything. Let him be as happy as he is. As long as our China's combat power can be improved, I will be satisfied. That's right. If the Chinese cultivation world really rises because of him. Even if he has 3 palaces, 6 courtyards, 72 concubines, and even 3,000 beauties in his harem, I will admit it. The Yamata no Orikai, together with Emperor Ryo in the middle, was suddenly cut in half, making everyone confused. The viewers from all over the world in the live broadcast room were confused. All the practitioners at the scene were confused. Bai Lu and Zhao Liang were very confused. I was confused, especially the yin spirit of Emperor Rajan himself, the most confused. I managed to escape so far. To die so inexplicably? The 2 Chinese women didn't catch up, they didn't even move. It couldn't be possible. They condensed the sword light with their thoughts and killed people invisible. Wow! Mom is so awesome. Sure enough, the innate realm is different. A clear and melodious little girl's voice suddenly came from high in the sky. Everyone followed the sound and instantly understood what was going on. Then one by one, their faces were filled with shock and disbelief. Liu Yifei? Will the fusion of 8 Emperor Reizhan of Ji no Orakai, the person who was killed instantly with one sword? It turned out to be the fairy sister in everyone's heart, Liu Yifei. At this time, at an altitude of 10,000 meters, among the long white clouds, a crane is slowly landing. And that crane above, Liu Yifei and Zhou Xiao, mother and daughter, stood quietly. Seeing the outfits of the mother and daughter, many people immediately wondered why Zhou Xiao was dressed in white when she appeared on the stage. There was a familiar feeling. I have a sense of déjà vu. Fairy sister. It turns out that it is the parent-child outfit of fairy sister Liu Yifei. At this time, Liu Yifei is wearing a snow-white ancient-style dress, with her black hair tied up simply, just like her fairy sister's look in the play, can be said to be exactly the same. And Zhou Xiao next to her is a perfect one-to-one replica of the fairy sister. The only difference between the two may be the long sword behind them. Behind Zhou Xiao is a red long sword. And behind Liu Yifei is a jade long sword that is as clear as snow and frost, but crystal clear. I don't know what material it is made of, but it seems that there is a trace of cold air in it, constantly flowing. I don't know how many people. The moment they saw Liu Yifei and her daughter, they were completely shocked and stopped thinking. On the one hand, they were naturally amazed by the incredible looks of Liu Yifei and Zhou Xiao. People had said before that the 18-year-old Liu Yifei was the real fairy sister, whose beauty is unparalleled in the world. But now, seeing Liu Yifei, who is now in her 20s and has given birth to a daughter, people realize that they seem to have made a mistake, and they even understand Cao meant. Liu Yifei at this time, even in a barefaced state, is more beautiful and charming, with a transcendent temperament than when she was 18 years old. Not to mention her facial features and skin, there is no flaw in them. You don't need to ask to know. This is also the damn big pig's trotters. Day and night, even day and night. The result of hard work. Yang Mi, Dilraba, Bai Lu, Zhao Liang, those tight and flawless. This is how the skin comes about. On the other hand, what shocked everyone was naturally Liu Yifei's combat power. It was her just now who killed Emperor Reizhan, who was fused with Yamata no Orakai. And Zhou Xiao, he also said that she is in the innate realm. Fairy sister, when did she also become in the innate realm? And it seems to be much more powerful than the ordinary innate realm. Could it be said that Liu Yifei, yesterday evening, I also received the so-called mysterious treasure box? With the surprise before, everyone quickly guessed the reason. And they could also probably guess why the mother and daughter arrived so late. Cultivation: the longer the time, the higher the combat power. Whether it is the appearance of Bai Lu or the appearance of Zhao Liang, it seems that they are all part of the plan of the man named Zhou Yi. He seemed to have expected that his daughter would be caught catching ghosts. After broadcasting live and entering Sakurajima Kingdom, it will attract the attention of all parties. It will even trigger the covetousness of all forces around the world. So before he leaves the mysterious treasure for Bai Lu, Zhao Liang, Liu Yifei, and others. Box. Just to allow them to break through before the battle to meet their urgent needs. This discovery. Let everyone think carefully. That man named Zhou Yi really shouldn't be too outrageous. It's like knowing astronomy from above and geography from below, knowing everything and being omnipotent. Obviously I don't know where I went. But he had already arranged everything properly. What is most confusing to everyone is, since he can deduce so many things, and have been planning for the future for so long, why hasn't he shown up yet? What kind of problem was it that forced him to let go of everything here? He also made pretentious remarks like saying that even though tens of millions of people have gone there, I can do it. Where did he go? Who are the millions of people referring to? People are very confused, with all kinds of ideas and speculations emerging one after another. But there was one person at the scene who was not confused at all. That is Suzhongai, the trader in northern Myanmar. He watched helplessly as Emperor Rajan was split in half inexplicably. I also saw Liu Yifei and her daughter descending from the sky as if they were immortals descending. He was so frightened that he couldn't even think about it. At this moment, he only had one thought. Run away. Run away at all costs. That 6-year-old girl, Zhou Xiu, killed Xiantian in the realm of the future world with a shocking sword move, which was very outrageous. Her nanny Liu Yifei is in an innate state at this time and will definitely only get more outrageous. Otherwise, Emperor Rajan was fused with Yamata no Orokai. It was impossible for Liu Yifei to cut him in half with a sword from such a long distance without any warning. He didn't want to be split into two. So all I wanted to do was leave here and run as far away as possible. What two genius little girls, what mysterious behind-the-scenes manjoyi, mysterious top-quality spiritual stones, mysterious lost secret treasure books. He doesn't want any of it now. Being able to save a dog's life is already God's favor. Very good. Didn't catch up. Suzhongai, who was flying in the air with all his strength, looked back and felt reassured. No one, including Bai Lu, Zhao Liang, Liu Yifei, etc., caught up with him. They didn't even look at him. Suzhongai survived the disaster. Suzhongai breathed a long sigh of relief. However, at this moment, a familiar cold feeling suddenly enveloped Suzhongai's whole body. Suzhongai was not too familiar with this feeling. Emperor Rajan, who had just fused with Yamata no Orokai, felt a similar aura the moment before he died. But in the end, this aura locked Emperor Rajan, and he escaped by chance. But he thought, I don't understand. Why did this aura appear again? Those people behind, this time really didn't move at all. Is it an illusion? Are you scared out of your mind? Yes, that should be the case. I've run so far away. How could anyone take action against me? However, this thought just appeared for a second. There seemed to be a point of light, like a shooting star, fleeting away. Suzhongai's expression solidified. It's over. Although he didn't know where he was finished. But his sixth sense was telling him that he was finished. Could it be that he was going to be split into two and die miserably on the spot? Suzhongai thought with great grief and indignation. He stood there, just waiting for his body to be separated. But one breath passed, and 2 breaths passed. Suzhongai found that, his body was not divided neatly from the middle like Emperor Yamata no Orokai Rajan. 2. He began to comfort himself again. It was an illusion, everything was an illusion. He was just scared to death, just comforting. Suzhongai finally felt that something was wrong. His heart. At this moment, it seemed a hole was broken. He didn't know when the hole appeared, but that hole was full of destructive power. Suzhongai could clearly feel that his life was being cut off bit by bit. And it was the kind that even the yin spirits were annihilated. Until his consciousness completely fell into the abyss of darkness. Suzhongai finally saw a dark blue figure in the hazy state. And in the hands of that dark blue figure, as if holding a long bow. So.